Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets, onto my feet. Another cup of coffee and me, that's what I need. My eyes puffy, I can't see. I'm too tired to function, but too lost to sleep. Ay, I think I need to be on something medication. I think I need to figure out the segregation. I think I needed just a better education to understand a world that's so complicated. Intoxicated, every night faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's sated. I feel hated, I feel hatred, I'm lost deep in my mind that I've created. I have dreams where my life is devastated, feel so real that I wake up shaking. Need thicker skin cause this life is no haven. Nod your head if you get what I'm saying. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade, no way. I'm just trying to find the meaning of life, hey. There's happiness if you try to live the right way. Forget about what others have and live your life, hey. Be aware of who you are, what you're good at. Take a step forward, see where your foot's at. Stand tall, stand proud, talk loud. Every word out your mouth has purpose now. You just gotta get rid of the bad thoughts. Hating others cause you know that they got a lot. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life. You got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light.
Hey guys. Well, I guess we're back sooner than we had thought to be. I do want to bring on the stage with me right now. I have Kimmy and I have Feta. And I'm also going to have another special guest in a moment. I just have to send a link. I do want to let you know that thank you, and it's a big shout out to Willow. She was able to go ahead and send me some screen recordings, so we've got the good parts of it. So, yeah, can you stand it?
I know. I didn't know that. I've not been up with the latest situation. We'll put it that way.
Okay, and I do have to admit, Willow did it from her TV, okay? So what I'm going to do is actually, I have my iPad sitting on top of my Chromebook. I'm going to simultaneously start them together so the volume is there for everybody. Okay, I just got to do one more thing. Joni is joining, just to let you know. And
yeah, where is Joni?
She didn't realize where the link was. She's so silly.
I love her.
Hey D, you got your 6,000 devices ready?
Yeah, 6,000. That's all I need. Girl,
That's all you got. I got a lot
I'm
more
going to
than
have
that.
a hard time operating too. Let's just put it that way. Hold on one second. I gotta find one other person.
I got the dough in Idaho.
You got what?
I got the dough in Idaho. Sorry.
What is wrong?
I'm acting crazy tonight. My daughter and her friend was over here. I cooked for them tonight.
Oh, did
and
you?
we've been acting silly, so
Aw,
it's just
that's
one
the
of
best way
them.
to act.
I know, we have fun.
Did you see Cozy Bitches Unite?
Oh, I forgot.
Sorry, I said a bad word.
No, that's okay.
Say biatches.
I did it again.
That's okay. And now Joni's aboard here.
Hey, and I just gave the link to special guest.
I did too.
Oh, you did? Okay,
So she got two.
Yeah.
Joni.
I didn't realize it was in the old one. I was like, where am I? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
No,
Hey,
I'm
I was like, am I missing it?
you're
I
floating
am
through
very
cyberspace.
I'm very confused with how I'll be doing this. So like because I'll get like, oh, can't even operate a Chromebook. And I do want to let you know we do have a special guest, and our special guest tonight is here we go. How you doing,
Yay.
special guest?
Hello.
Special
Hello,
guest.
special
Oh,
guest.
Can you guys hear me?
hey.
Yeah.
yes, you sound perfect.
Awesome.
How
How is
are you?
everybody? I'm good. I'm actually really happy to be joining tonight. It's about
Well,
time.
we're
Oh,
happy to have you,
We are
honestly.
so excited.
Yeah.
Thank you. Today did it for me. Today did it for me.
It was terrible, right?
Yes, it was awful. I was shaking and just so upset, and I'm still really angry about the whole thing. But as I went back and watched a couple of the pieces that Willow sent us,
Yeah.
I'm sure like you ladies too, I heard some parts that I didn't hear when the live was going on because I was so fast and furiously
same.
responding to things. And yeah, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that way a lot. The ladies know that with me because, like, a lot of times I'll miss something in the chat, and I'm like, "Well, I didn't see that, but I was too busy typing."
you're
Right.
right,
You know.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm.
So Willow was great. We do have some recordings because that was deleted very quickly.
I was
Yeah.
in there saying,
Second.
I was in there. I mean, I was pleading with people because I didn't know how to do it on my MacBook. And I was like, you guys, this isn't going to last. It's going to be down. Someone, please, please, please. I mean, it was all but begging because I was like, this is not,
I
she's
didn't
not.
see it or I would have done it. I
Oh,
did not see
girl.
it.
Yeah.
I got 2 minutes in, but
Hey,
I
Willow,
got
every
I
bit
got 4
helps. Yeah.
minutes. I got 4 minutes recording. It said has been deleted by creators or whatever.
yeah,
I'm like,
that's what I
what?
got. I was like,
What?
shit.
And I saved it, but I wonder if because I'm blocked, it wouldn't let me save it to go back into it.
I tried to save it too, though. So unless she blocked me immediately, because I wasn't blocked obviously during the live, but I
Right.
saved it and I tried to go back, and I even did what Jan had said, where it was still on my screen, and I
Hmm.
was going to try to rewatch it and screen record, but it disappeared on me.
Yeah,
It
it was
closed it.
gone.
Yep.
Yeah, if
Or
she deletes it, it won't save.
I wonder if
Yeah.
people that have the YouTube, not YouTube Prime, but like subscribe to YouTube, does that make
Oh, I
sense? I
do.
wonder if,
I have
oh,
it.
maybe you
Oh,
could
the
have
paid
saved
version.
it.
I
Yeah.
have the premium.
Willow, do you have the premium? And Jan, do you have the premium?
Yeah,
I wonder if that's what it is.
Maybe
I
Is
so
don't like
because
ads.
when
So,
I go to click on it, it says something about you need to be a premium member to do that. So maybe that's what it is. I can't say
Oh
for sure.
no. Jan doesn't have it. Okay.
I
Well,
th- one thing I want to say to Lisa real quick, Lisa, I think it's important to state that you did not make a rash decision to come here. You really didn't want to.
No. Look
This
how
was,
long it's taken me.
yeah. I mean, Lisa has been. She's known she's had an invite, right, Dee, for a long time.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this was
Yeah.
not
And
something that she was gunning to do to take down her friend or to try to make her
oh,
friend look
right,
bad.
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because
not at
Jerry,
all.
oh, he
I've held off
turned
on it for
Lisa
a long.
against her.
No, absolutely not. And absolutely not. I've waited for a long time because I not that I thought we were going to be friends again, but it's just not really. It's not in me to try to
Sure.
throw somebody else under the bus, so to speak. But today did it for me. Today, the way she talked to Sally, that made me so mad. I was so upset. I was shaking, and then the way she turned on Jim, and then watching her cycle through the gaslighting.
Oh,
I have to say, now I've seen it happen before because personally, the personal relationship, but she's never done that way online. So I'm actually,
okay.
as frustrating as it was to watch, I'm actually glad it came out like that because a lot of people that didn't believe anybody saw the truth today. And if
Yeah.
she really looked at those comments, there was nobody on those comments except for maybe Rebecca supporting her.
Yeah, that's strange.
And
And
It
I
was
Nellie,
hope
crazy.
and
Rebecca got
Nellie
to
wasn't
see
even
her
supporting her.
today. You guys.
Say that-
Maybe
What did you say?
Rebecca will have some second thoughts after seeing what all I don't know, maybe she won't, but
Maybe so.
it was so shocking that I mean, you guys, Nelly and BGL,
Yep.
Bluegrass, were both.
That's what I was going to say. Yep.
That's powerful, you know?
Yep.
I mean, if you don't know her, who does? You've known her
Yep.
since before Jim.
Exactly.
And again,
Exactly.
this wasn't something where you've been gunning to get up here and go after her. You've turned it down so many times until I
Yep.
think it was because you saw what she was doing to someone else, right?
Yes. Yeah,
So
it was exactly why. The way she talked to Sally today, and then just the way she was talking to Jim and the way she behaved with him today, I just couldn't do it anymore. I had to
She
come
went
and
through
speak
like
up.
Lisa,
she
the
went through
thing
like
is,
4 personalities,
yeah, she did.
maybe more.
And you know
Yeah.
what else, Lisa? I was watching Rebecca, and she's known her, what, a year, maybe 2 years? You've known
Maybe.
her 3 decades.
Yeah.
she
And
has
Rebecca
no
kept trying to
personality.
come after me. Did you
She
see
sure
that?
did.
Oh, it was
heck yeah.
horrible. I
No,
don't know
I
why
It's okay.
she's doing that.
Rebecca brought my New Yorker out, and my New Yorker doesn't come out very often anymore, but she brought her out. I was like, no, ma'am, you're not going to come at me that way. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's
but you
fine.
could tell how upset Jim was about you and
Yes.
her, and that just got me. I thought, does she not see
But
what she's doing to her husband? Like,
exactly. And
oh
he
my
was even
God.
telling her, Jerry, Lisa used to give you good advice. I don't know what happened. And that actually made me feel bad, because I thought, I just assumed Jim knew what was going on and knew exactly what had happened.
No.
Although from Jerry's perspective, you know what I mean? Because we hadn't talked, but
You
I
could
don't
tell
know.
that he didn't know. You could tell
No,
he didn't know.
you could tell he was being
She
genuine.
is
He had
something
no
else,
idea.
ma'am. She don't
Yep.
know. And then she said that she didn't tell Sally about them assumption papers. Or to
Yes,
That's,
she did.
yes.
she
Yes, she
Oh
told
my
did.
me
God.
about them. She
Well,
told me about them. And I don't remember if I put it in the chat because, again, so much was going and everything was flying. But she told me about them. And there's a lot of things that she will say she hasn't said or hasn't done. And she forgets that she said them to me. I have a very good memory.
Yeah, and she did say it. She had said, "Don't worry about it. Jim and I can afford it on a live," and that they
Uh-huh.
were going to go and apply at the bank and blah. She did say it, but she's
She
trying to
did,
make Sally feel like she has dementia.
which is
Yes.
so cruel. That is so
That's
cruel to do.
mean. That's
Which is
Well,
very mean.
absolutely not true.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know if you know, I'm sorry. I don't mean
no,
to
go
keep
ahead,
butting in.
please.
Did you
Please.
notice that she said that about the first doctor that was the one that said she may have some dementia? Jerry was like, well, that was your doctor saying that. And then when Sally was trying to say, yes, but this doctor actually tested me and they knew that I was on medication. And she's like, yeah, well, that one's just a quack. Well,
Yeah,
how
she said,
convenient.
she called him an
How
idiot.
convenient.
Yeah.
right.
The one
And
who
then
gives the answer that Jerry doesn't want is the
Yeah.
quack.
Yep.
and then tried to say one of them tried to say Carla answered your questions.
Yep.
That's not how it worked. The doctor wouldn't take the answers.
Right.
No.
No.
Right.
These people, I mean, they go to school for that long for a reason. You
Yep.
know, I mean, they know when to spot people who are malingering and trying to fake it and that kind of thing. And they also know when a family member is trying to butt in and trying to,
Yes.
you know what I mean? They know better than that. This is a neurologist, like Charla said. This is
Exactly.
what they specialize in.
Yep.
Jerry needs to focus on her cancer. I don't know why she's so, obviously she's feeling really well to be dealing with all of this.
Obviously. I don't
Instead
know.
of thinking about the future of having a house, I mean, not
Mhm.
having a house to take care of
What about
for
a
Jim.
life?
Yep.
Like,
Well, and that's why one of my first comments about all of that was why I don't remember my exact wording, but it was basically why aren't you thinking of Jim and his future and trying to help him
Right.
by getting a smaller place because he is taking care of everything in the house right now because Jerry, as her own words, she is not able to do a whole lot of things in the house or to take care of herself. So wouldn't it make more sense to get a smaller place that would be a lot easier for Jim to handle and a place that Jim could have the potential chance to be able to financially afford on his own later on whenever he has to and she's gone and Sally might be gone by then. You know what I mean? I don't understand. If you love him so much, why aren't you thinking about his future past you being there?
I
It's
mean, you
always
could
what
see
Jerry
how
wants.
stressed he was today. I was almost in tears at one point. I had tears in my eyes just out of frustration watching what she's done to him. I mean,
Yeah,
it was terrible.
What
yeah.
papers was you talking about, Lisa?
I didn't see papers. She told me that they could assume the loan, and she told me that she had said something to Sally about assumption papers. Because remember when she was arguing back and forth and saying that she never told Sally that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She did. She did because she told me that.
Right.
Wow.
But and then she said, "Well, I didn't say I spoke to somebody about your home directly." And before it was, "Well, I talked to them about the whole situation, what's going down with Sally." Well, how
Yep,
does that make sense?
it doesn't.
She
Anytime you
just
call for anything like that, they to be able to give you any kind of specific information, they have to be able to look at that person's individual account.
right.
So even if she did call, that was just general information, and who knows what she actually told them. You know what I mean?
Right. And then Sheila Hall said she even mentioned about getting a POA.
Yeah.
They're not
Yep.
just going to give her dead answers. They're not just going
Nope.
to.
No.
No, and Jerry knows very well that a POA covers a lot more than just paying on the house. She's not. Jerry knows better than that. And she thinks Sally's stupid. Come
Right.
on.
So the assumption papers, somebody's asking about the assumption mortgage. I didn't even know such a thing existed. So to do an assumption mortgage, they would have to qualify. You can't just assume it. I mean, otherwise I could give it to my dogs. I mean, you do have to qualify. And one of the things, but Jerry, basically spit it out today. I was floored that she said, no, with our credit scores, first of all, their credit scores, I was appalled. But then, so she told the credit scores, and then she said, no, we would not qualify. And I'm like, this isn't at all what you've said before. You've made it seem like, I mean, 2 different times she had Sally bring them the papers, 2 different times.
Yes.
And they were conveniently lost the first time because Jerry didn't want to fill them out. And we said all along, we're like, she knows better. I think that's why she's not filling them out, because even as much as she doesn't want to spend spoons, if she thought she could get that mortgage, you guys, she would fill out every single page of that and she would throw it in our face, and she would have the right to
If
be
she
fair.
had a job,
She would have the right to,
you need to work first.
But let's just put to rest the whole thing about y'all. This had me just screaming at the screen. I looked manic today. I was like, what? When she said, look, you didn't do anything I wanted. You could have, you could have just signed the house over to us. Well, okay.
Oh, I know.
You're showing your ignorance, Jerry. I was embarrassed for you at that point more than, there were several high points, which Dee will show, but that is not, Jerry, how it works. Unless Sally has the money to outright buy the home and then deed it to you, okay? And this isn't my expertise, but but I'm telling you right now, I know enough to know this. You have to qualify for the house. It's a VA loan, and she cannot just sign it over to you unless she has the money, which she has admitted she does not. She cannot just sign the house over to you. It doesn't work that way.
Nope.
It doesn't. I mean, that's just not how it works. So all your anger at Sally for not doing that just again shows just a ridiculously high level of arrogance and ignorance at the same time. That she would go ahead.
When I rewatched some of it, she was saying I guess I didn't connect with it the first time, but I heard her the second time, and we'll hear it again when we watch it, saying about how exactly what you're talking about, Johnny, that she was before, Sally would have helped them by taking out a loan for them to help them get the house or all of those kind of things. And I sat there with my mouth hanging open going, how does she not hear how entitled she sounds? I don't understand. Even knowing Jerry as long as I don't, and she doesn't care.
No,
I don't understand it.
It's sad.
I don't understand.
When she said that you used her, oh
my God,
I lost it.
Yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, when she said that, I think I put in the comments that I literally, pretty much our entire friendship, I always called her more than she called me. And Sally can tell you too, when I lived there, during the time that and I've explained to some of the ladies why I ended up having to move there to get my hip fixed. There's a story. I'm not going to get into it on here, but
Right.
you ladies know. But the point is, when I moved there, I did everything that I could to make sure that they didn't have to pay for anything for me. I did have food stamps for the time that I was there because I was not able to work. So I made sure that I paid for my own groceries. I always asked anytime that I was going to place an order or go, I couldn't really go shopping because I couldn't walk very well even after I got my hip done for a little while. But I always asked if they needed anything, and I would, throw extra things onto my order for them. I hardly ever showered at the house because I was going to the gym every day, and I would shower at the gym. The only thing I actually used in the house at all would be like the electricity in my bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never asked anybody for money. I had my own money. She's made that comment a few times in different ways to insinuate that I went there and they had to take care of me.
Right.
She did drive me to the hospital to get my surgery into, a doctor's appointment or two here and there. But that's just something that that's what I was just going to say. That's what a friend would do. I literally took a trip all the way to Missouri before she got diagnosed with cancer. She said to me that she was going to make an appointment to go and see what was going on with her leg. This was before the actual break happened in her femur. She was going to go find out what was going on with her knee. And I literally planned a trip. She knew I was coming. I drove all the way there. And guys, that's a 14-hour drive for me. Okay. I drove all the way there, and I got there and she hadn't made the appointment.
Oh my God.
No.
That's
Unreal.
She was like, "Oh, I just thought you were coming to visit." Well, yeah, I'm here to visit. But the reason I planned it for right now is because you said you were going to make an appointment for right now. And I led up to that point thinking she had the appointment and everything was ready and we were going to, get her in there and find out what was going on. That was one of the first times that I was just like, what?
To me, that's more entitlement. She feels entitled to your time, to your life. You can spend all that time and money and expense and effort to get to her, for her not to hold up her end of the bargain because she feels entitled to your time. I just saw that Pearl said that she would probably, so there isn't a credit check for Section 8, which I did not know. And so that's good because with what she said their credit scores are, and then with what she brings in, that it would cost them about $200 a month. So, I mean, somebody said that, you would think with as much as she wants to shop, you'd think that she would want to be in a smaller place.
No,
that's what I said.
It was you, Lisa. That's right.
Yes, it was me. I said that. I said, as much as she enjoys shopping and she said that it helps her feel better. Okay, that's great. Then why wouldn't you want to be in a smaller place that's going to cost you less, and so that you could enjoy the rest of your life a little bit better? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Jim admitted it's too big of a house for him to take care of.
Yes.
And she's like, well, what do you mean? The organizing, or once we get it organized, it would be easier to clean. Wait a minute. You've been organizing for years.
Good point.
I said that too. Oh my God. You go back and look at the videos. How many videos we went to the craft room. We're doing the craft room today. Okay, now we're doing the bedroom, and now we're going to go do the kitchen, and now we're back to the craft room, and then we're doing the bedroom. What?
I think Jan counted them, and it was an absolutely absurd amount. And you're not even really ever able to show some big, massive difference. It's always
because there isn't one.
No, it's just churning stuff.
Yep.
One, and basically just rotating stuff.
Yep. Just rotating it from one room to another.
It was like 100 videos throughout almost a decade, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, Jan counted them. I can't believe she did that.
And you can ask Sally too. Sally will tell you how, even despite all of that, there was still stuff in the hallways and all over the dining room. And I'm not talking about just a lived in way. Okay. My house is lived in. It's not always perfectly clean. I do what I can. My son helps out and stuff, but your house is lived in, and that's okay. But there's a big difference in it being lived in and what they have going on there. Well, she has going on there, because poor Jim's just sort of stuck in it and has to deal with it.
I feel bad for Jim. And today my heart was like, oh my God. And then she told him it was time to take his medicine or something. And maybe he needed therapy.
Right.
Wait a minute. They were supposed to do couple therapy, but Jerry refused to do it.
She sure did.
Jim was willing to do that.
And they wwere talking about that since I lived there, because that was one of the first things that I suggested, because I saw how let me think of my word now. I just lost it. How frustrated he gets with her, because she's literally calling him every 5 minutes. She's calling him every 5 minutes to come do something for her, every 5 minutes. And I was like, Jerry, you have to stop. You're driving him crazy. He can't even think straight. He can't even breathe. So it's really no wonder that he has to have all those alarms set, because he can't think with all the things that she's constantly got a list of things for him to do. He can't even think straight, and he can't do anything on his own until after she goes to bed, which is probably why he games at night, because that's the only time he gets to himself.
Do you remember, Lisa? Oh, go ahead, Dee.
And he mentioned, do you wonder why I'm sleeping so much? Do you wonder why I'm sleeping so much? It's because I'm depressed. And she had to throw in, oh no, it's you gaming. And he goes, well, it could be that, but it could be both.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Brave of him to say, to recognize
absolutely.
that. Yeah. You know?
Absolutely.
Do you remember me saying, Lisa, to you about that he, what was it? Now I'm the one, y'all.
I'm sorry, I rubbed off on you.
Oh God, we may have to come back to me when I remember it. Oh no, it was about the night that we all did the live with Jerry. And we knew going in, you know, despite her saying we don't know her and that kind of thing, well, she put so much out there, and we've watched her for so long. And again, I would love to say that we used to be supporters. I don't know anyone in here that started out being a Jerry detractor or a hater. No one that I know of. So anyway, we knew going in that it was not going to be easy to get a word in edgewise with Jerry. We had seen that doctor's appointment. We knew how she overtalks and that kind of thing. But I remember telling you that after trying to get a point across to her several different times, I literally felt, because it was my first time talking directly with her, I felt so like my brain literally, I sound like Jim. It hurt. I felt like I was like, I didn't know what was up, what was down, what was left, what was right. And I knew going in what she was, you know, or how she does. And I still was like, oh my God, I felt like I went 5 times on the tilt-a-whirl. That's how she, and so I say that to say I can almost understand at times why he's just like, all right, shut up, you know, fine.
Yeah, I get it, because knowing that about her and actually personally dealing with it like you did that night, that's when it really hits home. Like how can you keep your thoughts? How can you keep, because anytime that I've ever tried to talk to Jerry about something that we didn't see eye to eye on, I would end up giving up, because that was what I would get back. I think one of you calls it word salad. I don't was it you, Joni, that calls it word salad?
Yes,
but it's true.
Part of what she threw at me.
Whatever. If it describes it accurately, it describes it accurately. I'm sorry. And that's what she does. And I think that's part of the goal, so that she can continue to be right in her own mind, is to confuse and discombobulate the person so much
which is
that they forget their point.
Well, where I just felt like I had been literally on the tilt-a-whirl like 3 times. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even think straight. Stop. Where you're just, you know, and again, I knew what she was like going in, and she still did it to me. She's very, very, very good at that.
You know what? She blend in perfectly in corporate America, because she can word salad and twist crap all day long and confuse people. She'd be perfect.
Don't you think that that's what she, out of her whole life, she has so much potential. Had she been willing to work at anything else and put this determination into, you know, any area, I think she could have been very successful. If she worked half as hard at anything that she wanted to do, I think she would have been very successful as she does at being a very good manipulator. Because she just is. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it. She's a very cars. Yes. Oh my gosh. If they wanted to discuss any potential problem with the car, they'd forget they had even asked it. You know, they'd just be like, that's fine. Let me just sign the papers.
Just sign it and go.
I'm good. Let's just sign it. Oh my gosh.
I was rewatching the links that Willow sent, and the part that I'm going to mention right now, I actually got cut off at the very in between the two of them.
End about you helping out.
Yes, because in all caps, I commented and said, I would be happy to come there and help you guys move into a smaller place. Her comment back to that was basically, no, thank you, I'm good, or I'm not interested, or something along those lines.
I'm not interested. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
that made Jim, like, he was
he was
heated.
heartbroken.
Yeah.
He
That
said,
made him
whatever
so
happened, or what
angry.
did you do? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He did not like that, Lisa. I can
Well,
tell
he's
you.
very aware that I've tried to reach out. He's very aware that I've given a couple of extra chances to try to make things, okay between us and still continue our friendship, but I just can't do it anymore. And I feel bad because I feel like in a way Jim was sort of collateral damage, and I have to apologize to him. I'm sure he's probably watching, or she is, whatever. I didn't mean for that to be the way it went, but I don't see how it feels so hard to be able to talk to Jim without Jerry being involved, because she's so involved in everything. She has
Not even
control of
allowed to
everything.
talk.
So no.
Anything he answers, she has to answer it for him or correct it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he was interested in me helping. He was excited about it, and she just blew it down right away.
she's got me as the biggest hater. And don't get me wrong, some of the stuff I did was horrible, but I've been just saying, hey, there's help out there. There's different routes you could go. You could get this. You can get low cost internet. You could get a free cell phone service. Like, get on the Section 8 waiting list. It doesn't have to be a Section 8 apartment. They can give her a voucher, and if the landlord accepts the voucher, she could get something she's interested in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not sure why she thinks, but she doesn't watch my lives or vlogs or nothing.
Right.
Well, Dee, did you notice when he brought up the idea of moving into a smaller place? It looked like his face lit up, and then
Yes.
she shot down.
Yeah,
She shut it right down.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
because that
did.
house in Rolla is so sentimental to Jerry,
No, she said she just don't want to move now. That's what it is.
Yeah, but at first,
Yeah, but
she
first
said
it was
that.
she wanted to die there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, but what about Colorado and the
Right.
orgasm
And
that
the
With the
came
house
with
house
that?
that
in
they looked out.
right.
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I do have one that Feta said. I'm gonna play this first because it's like a short, but let me just pull it up.
Oh, and it's priceless.
I gotta stop it real quick so you don't hear it. 1 second. All right.
Here we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Let me rewind this. Sorry, guys. Now, I'm telling you, I'm paying bits and pieces here. So, but Willow got a lot, let me tell you.
Yeah, Willow's awesome.
Yeah. So, give me a second so I could share the screen and roll this back with you. We'll get this one because it is the shorter one. So, I could go into the next in my inbox. Let's see. Sorry, I don't know why I want to laugh at this, but
I love it.
can you tell me when the screen changed? I know it takes a minute.
It changed. It's showing bitches.
Okay.
Sorry.
I wanted to say that.
Title.
Why ain't it playing? Oh.
Bitches. I feel like I'm mouth breathing. Oh, Jerry. Kim, do you want to sing a song?
Wait, were you guys hearing any of that?
Mm-mm.
No,
Are you kidding me?
it's just stuck on Gmail.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Why isn't it showing it? Way to tell me, guys.
Oh, we thought you were like getting ready. Oh, Kimmy's not even here. Wait.
Where did Kimmy go? Hold on. She dropped off. Hold
And I was
on.
waiting for her to sing.
Sing. Okay,
Yeah.
here it is.
Okay.
Here we go. Gosh.
Gosh.
Gosh. Hopefully it starts from the beginning.
Telling these crazy bitches that are now your best friends what bullshit they are in certain uncertain terms, that now you're best friends with them because they've told you, by manipulating you, they've told you that I've been manipulating you the whole time. So, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, is it just an alarm?
Was that his alarm?
Yeah, for his and look at the video is no longer available. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Oops. This is where it started.
The people on your blog page know all about it, but nobody else does.
What? What are you talking about?
Because the people I've been in contact with on YouTube or whatever say, no, you have no signs of it.
Oh, they don't know you.
And huh?
They don't know you.
Bullshit.
How about this conversation alone that you don't remember that I never said we would be able to assume the loan? Or you don't remember how long ago it was that I said we needed to get the power of attorney signed over? Those are things that are signs, because that's your new memories that you're not able to wait.
Oh my God.
Even Carla going to the doctor with you and saying, I've been
Right, it's ridiculous, right?
It is. Oh, and Kimmy's backstage. Yeah, it is ridiculous. It's so insulting. And, it's just like when somebody's dead or something. That's probably a terrible analogy. But, she puts that out there like it's gospel. And, Lisa remembers her doing it. There's a video where she said it. Okay, so there is evidence. But Jerry has no problem just making it sound like, Sally, no. Look at this example where I never said to you about the assumption when there's proof on video and your own former best friend remembers you saying it. That's pretty strong proof, Jerry, but look at you using it on the internet, to the world, demeaning and shaming Sally.
Right.
Because she can't be wrong.
Right. And even if it was true, you guys, why would you do this to Sally? Because she's angry, because she is mad because the gravy train stopped. That's the only reason.
Yep.
I mean, because when she says, let me just add one more thing. When she says she's just so mad because Sally didn't do any of the things that she wanted, you guys, every single thing that she wanted involved Sally paying.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
So
getting a mortgage or whatever.
Right. Or buying a new house. And remember, she was willing to buy a new house if it was one she wanted. She didn't have any problem moving then. So, I mean, it's always, her story changes constantly.
Right.
But Sally, she's never wrong. It's never her.
Nope.
She never is, and it's unbelievable how she can twist everything around to fit her narrative every time.
Make herself the victim every single time.
Every time. Like the comment that she made to Rebecca about, I know I see you texting, but I have too many tears in my eyes to read it.
Right. I didn't see any tears.
We've never seen one real tear. I mean, that's just, we've never seen one real tear. She tries, but no real tears come out. I mean, I think her tear ducts are broken.
Maybe they're broke.
Maybe.
Or psychopath, don't cry. I mean, I don't know, but something. She has never shown a real tear. And you guys, when you cry, your nose stops up and all that. She never has any of those other physical effects either.
Yeah.
Her nose.
I told you guys that the Jerry that we see now is not the Jerry that used to be my best friend.
Right.
I'm not saying that some of these things weren't things that she's always had, just based on her sisters knowing her and, whatever. But the Jerry that I was best friends with is not this person. Or if this was who she was, she hid it very well for a very long time.
Right.
All right. I'm going to finish just playing this one clip here. Okay.
Being with her every day is a lie. She's only been with you every day for like what, 2 months, 3 months? We were with you every day for fucking 13 years. Excuse my language. 12
Yeah,
years.
it's also
Excuse me.
nice. Also very nice of Jim to record that for you.
He didn't record it for me. He recorded it for himself. I didn't even know he recorded it.
Oh,
I call bullshit on that.
This was way after the fact. I said something. You said, "Oh, why were you mad at
Agree.
Carl? Why were you upset with Carl?" I'm not mad at you. Sorry, Carl. He wasn't mad at you. He was upset.
So
And I
he's
kept
mad.
saying why. So anyhow, that being said, I and him and I have known you every day. If we can see it, and it's certain things, paranoia. Did you know that paranoia is one of the major steps?
yeah.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, I have a video of you, the first video that you ever decided to be on camera, telling these crazy bitches that are now your best friends what full of shit they are in certain uncertain terms, that now you're best friends with them because they've told you, by manipulating you, they've told you that I've been manipulating you the whole time. So, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, is it just an alarm?
That's that one.
Yeah, so that is one of them. Now I do have 2 videos that oops, did that come up again? Hold on, I gotta close that out.
Where'd Kimmy go?
She's back. She was back. She wasn't backstage when I kept looking.
Oh, okay.
And then she said she wants to be in the audience. She goes, I'll just watch. Where'd she say that? Mrs. Roper, it's okay, Dee, I can just watch. Girl, you better not fall asleep during this, girlfriend.
I hope I didn't run her off.
No.
We love her.
Oh, Kimmy likes to play magic tricks sometimes.
Yeah, she disappears on us.
She sees the back of her eyes sometimes.
Hey, Otter Mama has a great question. She says, "Where is Becky when she's calling us all crazy bitches?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, Rebecca speaks about kindness. Why is that okay?
Exactly.
And why is it kind to treat Sally and Jim the way she does?
Thank you.
Exactly.
I mean, her own best friend, Rebecca, of 30-something years. We can't brainwash anyone into, you know, and this is not, I just got to say it again, this is not someone with a score to settle. She has been trying to decide how to pull away for a long time because it wasn't easy to do, right, Lisa?
It wasn't easy at all. No.
It's not, yeah. And so, and all this time, you know, you knew you had an invitation and you never had a score to settle. You were never trying to get up here just to get at Jerry.
And you ladies never pulled me into your group. You're watching your lives. I came of my own accord because I felt like you guys were the only people that saw what I had started to see.
Probably made you not feel crazy where you were like,
yes,
am I not?
We didn't brainwash Lisa.
Nobody brainwashed me.
And when I said an invite was out there, it just was said like in a live. Lisa, if you ever want to come on the panel, nobody was pummeling Lisa, sending her.
Not at all.
One time that we've ever.
It was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
It was a one-time thing. And tonight I came to you guys to say, hey, I want to join the live after this fiasco today. And the reason I'm here is fully because, you know what, Jerry, go live your life however you want to live it, but you're going to kill your husband.
Yeah.
If you keep doing what you're doing. Everybody that knows anything about Jim knows that that's what's going to happen. And the way you're treating your mother-in-law is insanely disrespectful. She brought up something about her dad. I am sorry, but I think her dad would be ashamed of the way she's behaving. I knew her dad.
And he's not here to defend himself.
No, he's not.
I hate hearing he or her mom and people who are no longer here to defend themselves be thrown under the bus.
And she hasn't talked very kindly about her mother.
Nope.
I didn't know her mother. She was gone before I met Jerry, so I can't really speak one way or the other. My ex-husband knew her, and he loved her to death. He thought she was just wonderful. You know, they got along really well. So that's the only thing I know to say about her. So other than that, I don't know. But her dad scared me to death when I first met them. But he was actually a really kind man, at least what I saw in him. you know.
But see, again, if you had a score to settle, you might be up here just demeaning all of them, and you're not. You're not trying to do that. And
No, I actually like her family a lot. They were probably so. You know, I come from deep South Georgia. Little, I don't know. I don't like to call myself a Southern Belle, even though I do jokingly sometimes.
Southern
But
Belle.
I grew up in a little town. You know, not a lot of people, and I didn't really have a lot of life experience. And so when I met Jerry and I met her family, they were all kind of scary to me because they were all very abrupt and in your face and bold. But I realized it took me a little while to not be afraid anymore, but it took me a little while to realize that they were just being themselves and they weren't being unkind. They were just honest. And I appreciate honesty whenever it's not coming from a place that's attacking.
Sure.
And I actually really like her sisters, all three of them. You know, Julie and I haven't spoken in a while, but I love Julie to death, and Alicia and Jane, they're all great. I think they're really wonderful people. So this is nothing against everybody.
I mean, or do you think it's telling that her family isn't really around? You know, I mean, it seems like they wouldn't be. I get the feeling that they almost wish she didn't put all this on the internet, but I could be wrong.
Well, I know that for sure. That they wish that she wouldn't put all that out there, because I've been saying to Jerry for years that you're putting way too much personal stuff out there on the internet, and then you get upset when people talk about it, but you're the one that's offering up the information, so you can't really get mad at people for talking about it when you're offering it up. Sorry, Simone's girl, I don't know anything about Sharon anymore. Nothing against Sharon either. I think Sharon is a beautiful person too.
Jim made it where he didn't know if Sharon had sent her the money or she won the money from the gaming.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about
that. I found that interesting.
So, is there feedback all of a sudden?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a.
Yeah, there's an echo.
On who is me?
I'm on mute.
I don't have a device open, so sometimes I do, but I have it on mute, but I don't have a second one open today.
Is it when I talk or no?
No, I don't hear it when you talk.
Okay.
I think it's
I hear myself and I heard it. Me?
No, all of us, because I hear it on myself.
Yeah, I hear it on all four.
Oh God, she's
Yeah,
playing with that bowl.
I'm not hearing it at all.
Dee, she's playing with that damn bowl in her living room.
Oh, Lord help us. Listen, her bitch be gone candle didn't work. Do you think anything like that's going to work?
She's increasing the army, that's for sure.
How funny was it when I did that vlog and I said, I blew your bitch be candle. Like, I don't even know where I got that from. Like, I was just like, are you kidding me?
Well, Lisa, could you share on that note? Could you share about how good intentions are important?
Oh, yeah. So when I lived there, so I have a friend, her name is Bodie. I know everybody knows about her. Jerry and Jim have talked about her a few times. When you do things with candles and you do things with crystals and different things like that, whether you call it magic or rituals or whatever, it really relies on your intentions whenever you do it. And if you have negative intentions and you go into something and that's not really what it was meant for, then it's not going to work for you. If it wasn't meant for something, and I don't do anything with negative intentions, or at least I try not to. Sorry, that echoes getting to me.
Yeah, Jan said it's everybody but me.
I don't know why it's
everyone but Dee. So I'm not sure.
Should I go?
Let me go out and come back in. I'll try that with me.
I was just going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't we go out and come back in? We'll try that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, let's see. And then Feta, you good? Let's hear you.
Am I echoing? Oh.
Not to me. Is Feta echoing?
I am.
You are?
Yes, I could hear myself.
Huh. Yes, Jan.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, let's test this, guys. Am I echoing? Hello, am I echoing? I'm echoing? No. Okay. All right, let's add one in at a time and see. All right, let's see. All right. Let's see, Lisa. You talk. They say I'm not echoing.
Okay, I'm here. Can you hear me? Oh, see, I still hear it.
Yeah. Do you have your phone on and the computer, maybe?
I have the computer muted.
Okay. And you don't have your phone on?
Well, I'm talking to you guys through my phone. That's how I've been talking to you guys since the beginning.
Okay, but your computer is muted.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have earbuds in?
Yes.
I wonder if that's it.
Let me take those off.
Yeah, if you can.
All right.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Yeah. Joni, I see you backstage. I'm just waiting to see. But I'm just holding on until Strange it started partway through. I think it was going on all the way through it. I just didn't realize it was sound like you got electrocuted. Sorry. Can you hear me, Lisa?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me? Yep. Does that sound like an echo, guys, with Lisa now?
Am I echoing?
Is she echoing?
I hear
I'm
it on
just
my
watching. I'm just watching the chat. Better. We got better. Earbuds will do it, people said. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add Joni. Okay. Joni, talk to us. Talk to us.
Hi.
Is Joni echoing? Oh, someone said still echo.
Yeah, I still hear echo.
Hmm.
Dang it.
I'm surprised I don't hear it. Why don't I hear it?
I don't know. I can hear it when I talk to it and when Joni talks.
Yeah.
I took my earbuds off.
Let me try to adjust the mic here, the mic settings. Hold on.
Ooh, maybe.
Let me just try it. Reduce. Gonna do that. Save. Let me do Lisa. Edit mic. It says echo canceling on. Let me try. Hold on 1 second. I hear that. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Is that better, guys? Let's see. I just keep trying to look at the chat while I'm adjusting these mics. Fed, I know you're back there, honey. I know you're back there.
You still hear echo when I talk? I do.
Yeah. Carrie says we can't have multiple tabs open. So I'm shutting the tabs I have.
Huh.
Okay. I don't have multiple tabs open.
I had 2 tabs open, so I'm shutting those.
Okay. Lisa, do you have any other tab but StreamYard open?
Nope.
Okay. Yes, both echo. Diana's the only non-echo in it. That's the first time for that. Oh God, I can't. Right? That's a first. Chetty, yes, both. Okay, hold on. Adding Feta. Let me adjust her mic. Hold on.
Maybe Feta can help us figure it out.
Echo noise reduction. I'm gonna try one other thing. And you could talk, Feta.
I'm echoing.
You are?
Uh-huh.
Dang, I must be deaf.
I have. Ooh. I don't like that. I feel like I'm in an abyss or something here. I'm floating in cyber world. Let me see if I can adjust anything for you. Oops. Spilling water.
Thank you, May. This just to let you know, this is all getting blamed because I'm the only one not echoing, yet I'm the idiot. So thank you, May. Go figure.
Does this? Oh no, I can hear myself. So let's see.
Diane, you try going out and coming back in. Well, they can't add me to the stage.
How about now?
Although if you do that, Dee, like I've had my internet cut off on me before, You can still come back in.
Okay, hold on.
Wait a minute. So is it gone?
Stopped? It stopped.
It stopped.
Hey, where'd
Oh,
Dee
it
go?
did. Yeah,
I
it stopped.
know. What the heck? It's gone now. Okay,
That's
so
weird.
Dee is doing this live from her shower, you guys. Okay,
I think it's in the tub.
I told her not to, but she wanted to try something
Rub a
different.
dub dub.
Wow.
Oh, come back in, Dee. You just never know with technology.
Rub a dub dub.
But I was the only one not echoing.
Are we echoing?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Hello.
It's gone now that Dee left, but it was gone when you guys were gone. That don't make sense. Right? When I was by myself, they said I didn't echo.
Big Mama, I hear it.
Let me just play this one. It's 11 minutes, okay?
Yeah,
Hold
let's
on.
do that.
Let's see if we could just play this and mute your mics. After this 11-minute type of thing, we'll talk again. How's that?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Wait,
Only
did it stop? It stopped.
It did stop. What happened?
Lisa.
I didn't do anything.
I'm here.
Yeah, it's cool.
What?
Thanks, Big
Oh,
Mama.
what is going on?
Wow. Sally, did you kick over that fireball for us?
Yeah, Sally.
No, I haven't brought I don't have my iPad up here for the volume yet because I have to press it simultaneously. So I have it sitting next to the bed so I could do it actually, but nothing's on.
It's perfect.
That wouldn't make me echo though.
That's
No, I
weird.
told him you were doing it from the shower.
Oh, that'd be like a little
Somebody said, all good, Jerry did a spill.
Diane, you're guilty. Chatty says I'm the guilty one. I said several times. It's the iPad. The iPad wasn't near the computer, the
Sally
call
went
it
like
as
a
of yet.
wrecking ball.
But because this is recorded, okay, I do have to play it from both. I have to start it simultaneously. So if we start talking, it's going to be real hard for me to catch it back up.
I'll mute.
Unmute.
It's 11 minutes. Joni, can you hold it for 11 minutes?
I am duct taping myself.
You want to tape like Jerry? She tapes her mouth, remember?
Oh no,
go.
that's right. Well, she is a teacher. She taught me something.
Let's see. Just so some people said they did not see this live.
Yeah, they'd love to see it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
Prepare yourselves.
hold on. I'm just bringing it up and gonna make it, hopefully it shows when it comes up full screen for y'all. Let me know when that happens.
I see it.
I'm even gonna mute myself, guys, so they can listen to this, okay? Okay, they already muted. Okay, here we go.
Come and go at any moment instead of actually staying in my home. And what is the benefit there? Tell me the benefit of that.
Well,
Because if we can't afford this place, what makes you think we can afford a Section 8 house? Yes, they're based on income, but when Jim starts to make more money, they're gonna have to move. And the moving part, I don't think anybody understands how physically challenged I am these days. But the moving part, that's the part that I'm the most concerned about. Having to pack and unpack and pack and repack and not find things. And not be able to do things for months because I'm still packing and repacking and I can't cook a proper meal. And I gotta live on chicken nuggets and ramen soup because I can't find a damn thing. It's not just about moving and being able to afford rent in a cheaper place.
okay. Yes, Rebecca, we're gonna stop because if I keep on talking right now, the way I want to talk is some people are gonna think I'm just rattling on, and I'm.
So I can't say what I wanted to say.
No,
No,
it's not that I'm trying to stop you from talking, saying what you want to say. This is your channel. I just it is mom's house. Mom can do as she wishes if she wants to sell it out from underneath us, but I know that's not mom's desire or MO or what you want to call it. You know, I want to make this a house. I want it to be back. I want it to be, you know, the calm, cool, collective house that we were trying to make it into. Jerry and I just really don't need to be bombarded by a lot of different things.
Well, I want to finish. Can I just say at least one thing? It's not to actually finish. It's just to say. So we talked a lot about, like, I know mom. I've lived with mom. She's been my mother-in-law for 25 years. I've known her for 26 years, almost. I mean, we're a couple of months shy of that kind of close number. If she didn't have your influence and she said, listen, guys, I really need to move out. We would have been like, no problem, mom, let's do this, etc. She would help us stay here. She has not, other than paying the mortgage that first month because she was leaving a week before and she started getting changed and blah, blah, blah. That's it. Everything that I've asked her to help us do to get to a good place, not done. Kiboshed, negative, because I'm pretty sure that her mind is poisoned of me. For sure. Everything I've asked you to help us, like, could you please take out this loan? Could you do this to help us with this? Could you help us with this? All the stuff that to help us to buy this house. It's done not willing to do anything. And that part is where I know that that's not mom. You know what I mean? This is the lady who, when we first moved here, you know, here's $100 for your anniversary, go do something for me. This is the lady who, before we moved here, Jen lived here after my father died to try to set up house because we thought we'd have to move earlier. And she gave me money to come home and spend 10-year anniversary. That's the mom that I've had. That's my mother-in-law. That's the woman that I've known for this long. And this isn't her anymore. And I know it's because you guys have convinced her that I've taken advantage of her in some way. And she, when we talk privately, she's like, I tell them, I said no. I tell them that's not true. But it's hard to think that if she doesn't really believe that, then why are you treating us so differently? If they haven't influenced you, what's causing you to treat us so different? Like, we haven't, you know, been abusive. We haven't done anything horrible. Like, we don't steal from you. We don't withhold love or make pepper in all of our food. We don't try to starve you to death or, I mean, freezing her out. I don't try to freeze her out. That just comes along with my hot nature and her cold nature, or vice versa. But other than that, yeah. So,
And see, I don't see the change. I'm sorry.
you don't really?
I think because I have had my mind set on it.
Yeah, but I said, if you would have told us without their influence,
I did.
that you wanted, no, if you would have told them before you talked to all these ladies, no, you didn't. You didn't know, you were talking to them way before all of this happened. We were all gonna move to Colorado together, remember?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, so if you would have just said to like us, look, this is, we tried to find a place here, and then place in St. James was great, and then, Salem was great, and then that fell through, and then, you know, just a lot of stuff, you know, yeah, let's go look at a place. Let's go look at a place that you can afford. Let's take over everything here. We can do it. We can make it work. You know, we've got assistants, we've got food stamps, we've got friends, we've got whatever we can do. I've got to sell stuff. I can sell stuff. Whatever I got to do to get the stuff done, you know. But we talked about possibly, like, you know, so that I can put a big chunk into my debt consolidation program, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. That got closed. I mean, you did try to do a HELOC, but that was, you know, things were different then anyway. But anyway, yeah, just a lot of stuff. Like, normally I think you would normally help us. You know.
It's kind of between, I really can't. I don't see how I can. And,
well, no, this was before you moved. Sorry.
quite some time to move up enough to think about moving.
It's 15 months, 8 months. We got it was by the time you were ready to start moving.
So,
Yeah. And that was without us. That was like, 'cause we tried to move before that. That's when Salem fell between that 7 months or whatever. Like,
Well, that in fact, we found out that Salem did not have proper electrical wiring, and that's one of the reasons why I let that house go.
Well, it was so under budget, that wasn't a big deal. Even if it was $20,000 for wiring, that would have been well worth it and well in our budget too. But yeah, I got you.
Okay,
Between?
this can go within our budget.
Yeah, Jim's and our budget.
Oh,
Because you were gonna get the tiny house for nothing.
yeah, and then decided there was nothing wrong. Besides being told that under 3 acres, it's also possible.
But anyhow, yeah.
I want to ask you a question, Jerry, since we're doing all this stuff that I didn't want to, but why are you wanting to stay in this house besides moving someplace else or moving to a different?
We just made a home here. You know me, I didn't move 1,000 places like you guys did when you were little. I lived at 481. I spent a small time at the apartment. I spent a small time at mom's house, and I've lived here. Took me a long time to get this homey feeling.
Okay.
You know. Plus, I don't have the energy and strength and all that stuff. Is that what you meant by the moving part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what's keeping us here when we might be able to find something that is comfortable for us and affordable, but it's not like a million miles away from home.
You know what? Just moving. That's it.
Just moving.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense, because if you have enough money to pay people to basically make a move, we don't right now.
Okay.
But if the house sells,
Yeah, there'll be something here probably.
and we're buying, let's say we're buying a nice house or a nice piece of plan, or a nice piece of property that we can have a garden and whatnot.
Unless the market has switched, I don't imagine that
We
there
haven't
will be
been
anything
looking.
left over after the house sells.
We haven't been looking.
No, the market for people to buy this house. What the real estate agent thinks we should sell it for versus what's left on the loan. There won't be really anything left afterwards.
Do we know that?
Not 100%, because, you know, somebody can come in and say, hey, I'll pay 3 times what it's worth. I mean, I know miracles happen, but no, like logistically speaking, that's what, when the real estate agent says what it's worth and what the loan's left on it, and after closing costs and inspections and there might not be anything left, or much of anything left.
Okay. Well, okay. But
Well, talk to me.
let's say we can get what we desire for this house. You know, and the new house is going to cost us $1,000 less.
Okay, guys, I have to pause it there because y'all can unmute your mics. Hopefully, we do not echo. Am I echoing, guys?
No.
Okay, because I am so frustrated with. Do you see how smug she is there?
Yep.
Looking at him.
That right there is the face of somebody that expects. I mean, y'all, she's not worried about having to move. She expects to get her way.
She genuinely doesn't understand why Sally doesn't want to pay for everything anymore.
Yeah. I
Look
mean,
at her.
y'all, every plan that she had, every plan, Rebecca, if you're listening, every single plan involves Sally in her 70s having to pay for them. How would you have children, how would you, I don't mean to target you, but it really was hard today to see you not have any problem. It seemed like with what Jerry was saying, you just wanted the live to end. How is it okay for them to expect Sally to continue having to pay for them? Sally has already had to pay $20,000 in preventable damage. You have children, and where Jerry just stuffed those wipes down the toilet.
Right.
You have children. Well, how would you feel if your adult children were like, no, sorry, mom, you're going to ride. We are going to ride on your back. You are going to be sentenced to paying for us for life. You would be offended, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's okay to do to Sally. It's just unreal. It's not okay. I mean, my gosh, the woman was anything Sally and Jim was, I agree with everybody. Were you guys not proud of them today?
I
Yeah,
was
look at her
very proud of
face.
them.
Do you see her face?
Yeah.
How mean.
She's furious.
Yeah.
She's absolutely fuming.
Yeah. I was shocked she kept it going. I really was. I thought she would be, especially when he started sticking up for himself. I thought she would stop it and shut it off right there because, you know, and you guys know that that's what a narcissist does. He is already reprogramming him. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. That's how she keeps control.
Oh yeah. She did it in this live.
Yeah.
She tried. She tried. Let me rephrase that. She tried.
But
We
I
could
would be
literally
willing to
watch her switching.
Yeah. But Lisa,
weird.
what would you think if somebody were to ask Jim right now if he wanted, you know, to move or whatever? I bet you she's already changed him.
I don't know. Possibly. I
But
don't know.
you think, from what you know from Jim, because people will say we don't know him, from what you know from Jim, did we see the real Jim today?
Yes.
And it was pretty
the
hard
Jim
to
that
watch.
spoke up. The Jim that spoke up was the Jim that is desperate to get out of himself and be able to talk to her and make her actually hear him, which is what he was desperately trying to do today.
Yes. And I was pretty tough on Sally today, but I believe in tough love. Like, I don't want my friends to tell me, like, Feta, I always tell you, I mean, we joke about it, but tell me the truth. I don't want to be told, you know, what I want to hear. And
you know, I tell you the truth, honey. I'm on it all the time.
Even if I don't
because
want
I'm
to
not
hear
going
it.
to lie to you.
Right.
You're not my friend.
James is in the chat.
Is he
Hi,
in the
Jim.
chat?
Yeah.
Hi, Jim. So, yeah, I mean, a friend doesn't tell you what you want to hear. I was so proud of them for speaking up. It's not easy to do. Just doing one live with Jerry, we couldn't get a word in edgewise. She spun me around every which way but left. I mean, I was, and I, like I said, I knew she would do that, and I still felt powerless at a couple points. You guys know how wordy I am, and I was like, God, I don't even know what to. Well, okay, fine, just stop. So he lives with this all the time.
Yep.
You know, but to me,
I think the reason sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. The last thing I was going to say was that I was pretty tough on Sally earlier, and I said very kindly, but I said, to me, your son was showing you what we had tried to say before, that from what we know from Jim, he seems like he would really love having less to take care of, a home that isn't so big, and to not have to worry every day where they're going to get the money to stay. You know? And so I was like, to me, right. So don't you guys agree that the only reason not to sell at this point, it's not our decision. I'll be the first to say that. But in my opinion, the only reason not to sell at this point is Jerry, because she doesn't want it to. But Jim seems like that was the truth today, what I saw. I think she will probably make him say something different. Yes, please.
I don't want to cut you off. I just want to ask Jim if he'd like to join.
Yes.
He's more than free to. Just he could put it in the chat if he wants to, and he's more than, free to join if he'd like.
So proud of you today, Jim.
Very proud of you. I think it took a lot to stand up to her and to point out how you felt, and he would like to join.
Said yes.
And can I just add something before we add Jim on here? Sally, how they say that we try to brainwash Sally. Did you know that Sally does what Sally wants to do? She takes our advice here and there, but basically she runs her own life. Nobody is brainwashing her. That's a guarantee.
Oh,
so I just want to put that out there.
Strong-minded, strong-willed woman.
Yeah,
which I think is that's how she survived Jerry, steamrolling her for so long, because she is so strong. Don't you guys think? I couldn't have stood it. I would have.
Yeah, she's strong on the outside, I think, but I think inside she breaks. And this was her chance to get away, and she got away. she had the motivation that she hasn't had probably in decades.
Right.
Kind of what
And
we
there
saw
was
today.
yeah, and like Jim with Jim, you know, and it was sad, Jim.
Oh, I was
Really.
in tears. I was in tears at one point. I was just so frustrated for him that I just, and so they can say that we're against them all we want, but I felt so bad for him.
Well, we've always tried to help Jim, and we know that you could be somebody, you could do something. You are not how you're portrayed by your wife.
Amen.
Amen.
So.
Amen.
So is Jim joining?
He hasn't popped up yet. I don't know if he's seen, it might take a minute because sometimes if you don't have the StreamYard, you have to go through a couple steps. But I give him courage for doing what he did, for standing up like that and asking her the question. Her question used to be, this is where I'm going to die. This is blah, blah, blah.
And he did it so calmly.
Yeah.
He wasn't mean about it. He was just like it was a normal conversation, normal question.
I really think he felt strength coming from us in the chat.
James is
because
here.
we were all supporting him.
Good for him.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim. Jim, can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Check your mute.
He's not muted here, so it might take him a minute to... I hear a little bit of clicking, but he might have to be quiet, maybe?
Oh, Sally says I wanted to go over and hug him. I did through the screen.
I hear you, Jim. I just don't hear you talking. Can you hear us? He is in here, guys. I see him.
Does he need a minute?
Maybe. And a lot of people say, I see him trying to get set up there. A lot of people say that I'm a hater and I'm mean. No, I really don't hate. And I've always felt and wanted to stick up more for Jim after all this occurred than when everything went about the way Jerry was. I was Jerry's subscriber at first, don't get me wrong. And then Jim got his channel and I went and subscribed like Jerry asked me to. And then my heart went out to him. Diane, please
Coke
remove the
Zero.
video from the screen.
Sorry.
Hey, James, you here? Oh, I see. It's buffering. Wait, we heard
You're good.
you.
We can hear you.
I think your camera's on.
My phone's being. Yeah, my camera's on. I'm trying to find out if my mic's on. So.
Yeah, we
your
can hear.
mic is
We can
on.
hear you now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Looks like I'm on. I don't know.
You're on. Are you outside?
Yeah, I'm outside.
Yeah.
Oreo needed to go potty, and I figured I'd just sit out here. It got up to 85 degrees, and it's like my house is sweltering. I'm sitting outside, and there's a little bit of a cool breeze, but it's still warm.
That's nice, though.
So
that's nice weather.
Yeah, especially when it looks like the next couple of days it's going to drop back down into the 60s.
60s is good. I'm good with that too.
Yeah, I figure if it's not raining or snowing, I'm okay.
Jim, do you see how many people here support you and are so happy that
I was seeing that during the live, even though it was a little fast for me. I was noticing that, and then I had a nice little conversation with Lisa, and she iterated the feelings.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything about talking to him yet, but I'm glad he said something because I just kind of wanted to, let him kind of lead the way on that part. But
oh, you could have said something, Lisa. I wouldn't have cared.
Well, I didn't know.
I don't hate Jim. I don't hate him.
No, and I know, and I told him that. I told him that none of you hate him, and that you guys have really been here to support Sally through this whole thing, and that you genuinely love her, and that you've all, genuinely wanted to help him before. that Jerry gets back in his head every time. And Jim, I'm not judging you for that. I know, I totally understand how that happens. I do.
She is very good at doing that. But with this last live argument that she deleted, and then she went on to apologize about it, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like what? It's like what? You don't want to leave it on there because you don't want people to see your true nature?
That's exactly it.
You know?
Well, I think Rebecca told her to delete it too.
What came out of her today is everybody saw it. And you even had Nellie that was in there being shocked by how she was behaving. BGL was shocked by it. I think I only read maybe Rebecca's comment and maybe like one other one that was in support of of Jerry. Everybody else was supporting you and Sally.
Was it Margarita?
Yeah. Yes, that's who it was. Yes.
It's the thing is like, I wanted to tell her, but I knew she wouldn't have listened. It's that attitude that you have, no matter how hard you try it to hide it. Once it comes out, people are going to be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
You know, and some of them will be like, "No, we got to support Jim." We had like Corey and a couple others, Corey 111, who was like Team Jim, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" You know, it's like. I was kind of surprised because I was like, most people are like Team Jerry, and they were seeing a side of her that nobody else had seen. But like Lisa, myself, Mom, Carla, Mom's friend, and they're like, oh my God, she's letting it out, and I don't think she realizes how bad she is. You know, and that's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know how much longer I can deal with this.
Well, and nobody's here saying they want to just break your marriage up. We're here to say that we support you guys, and I don't even want to take your home away. That's not the point of it. The point is you would be so much happier in some place that's smaller. Well, it is your mom's. Yes, that's the first thing. But you would be so much happier and so much more comfortable and so much less stressed in a place that is smaller and less expensive.
It's got to be very scary, Jim, to live each day not knowing how you're going to make the payment. I would not be able to sleep, or I would want to sleep all the time. I'm not sure which it would be, but I would be so stressed out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing is I said to Jerry, I need to take over the budget because the way things are looking from my perspective is the money is leaving the bank as soon as it gets into the bank, and I'm not 100% positive where half of it goes.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're doing our best, and we have been able to pay Mom the mortgage. But the thing is, that's now what happens in a month or two, and I don't have my SSDI yet. How are we going to scrounge for money? Who are we going to ask to borrow money from?
It's not sustainable to do it this way.
Well, she was trying to blame you basically for overspending.
Right.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Well, exactly, Lisa. It's crazy. The thing is like she told me that she's not putting money into her games anymore, which according to the bank, she has been. But she's now playing on this system where you watch movies to get credit to play the games. And yes, she showed me that she has recently won $25 and change and put it into her bank because we needed it. But I'm like, I don't understand that shit. To me, that's just
how
like,
you want to spend the rest of your life, having to do that to just be able to pay bills. That's what we're saying. Like that just isn't. Nobody wants to live that way. That's not sustainable at all. And it stresses me out just hearing you talk about what you guys have had to do to come up with the mortgage money for this first, month, and then maybe the next one or whatever it was. I can't.
Well, you know what, Jim, what I wanted to say is
my thing is,
no, Jim, all I was going to say really quick is that we view you, we watch you on this TV here or the computers, whatever. You're so like, I could totally see you achieving goals in your life, especially through some sort of career or job that you enjoy. You can do it.
Oh,
you can do it. You have the mind for it.
I know. And I'm currently looking for a job because I can't sit here and wait for the government, because y'all have seen the news about the government and what they're trying to cut and all that fun stuff. And I'm just like, I don't even know if I'm going to get anything from the government for SSDI.
Yeah.
Even though I do have all the medical things that they talk about, you can get SSDI or something like that because of this or that and da da da. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I have that. Yes, I do have that. But sitting here and waiting for over a year, almost 2 years, I'm just like, I got to find something to do, even if it's part time, just to get out of the house for a little while, earn a little bit of money to help us be able to sustain as best as we can without, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I'm like, no. I mean, I have found 2 different houses. One of them, just like 10, 15, about 20 miles away from here, that is.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Since he's outside, he might have lost a little connection.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Here's this house, here's that is all within our budget. We can do it. Well, we can't get it because, we're using debt consolidation. Nobody will help us. Nobody would approve us, even for an FFA loan. And I'm like, well, whose fault is that?
Right.
Because I remember telling Jerry multiple times after the bankruptcy, the first time around, the bankruptcy was because we were paying for her father's medical and stuff like that. So I understood that bankruptcy, but I said, this will never happen again. I will never sit here and stress over money because we can't afford whatever it is.
Right.
I said, I even told her I don't want credit cards. I don't care if they're supposed to help boost my credit or not. I don't want credit cards.
Yeah, can I say something on that, Tim?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I lived there and Jerry talked your mom into doing the refinance thing on the house, and she, gave you guys part of it to help you with the debt. I don't remember if you and I talked about this, but I suggested to Jerry multiple times, you're getting these cards paid off, close them. And she's like, no, it'll mess with my credit score. I'm sorry. You have multiple credit cards that it's unnecessary, the amount of credit cards that you guys had. Obviously, what happened and what I was afraid was going to happen is exactly what happened, and they've all gone right back up to their limits again. This is why I suggested to her, if they're paid off, close them. You don't need all of them.
Right, because now you're right back where, she's back in
where we started.
Right.
Jim, Pearl said earlier, Pearl Cottage said about a place, if you guys get a 2-bedroom place, it would, with what she brings in, it should be about $200 a month. Even if it was $300 a month, can you listen to the difference in what you're trying to pay now and having a cute 2-bedroom place for that difference?
Yeah.
She would have money to shop. You guys could go out to eat. You could take a trip.
Yeah, I know.
You could go on a cruise. You could go holding on to this house makes no sense.
Karen K just said, Jim, I rent out a Section 8 house and it's very nice. Our tenant's portion is $225 a month.
Oh, and also, you guys, let's debunk one other thing. Jerry said that when Jim gets a job, that they'll kick him out or kick them out. They'll have to move again because he makes more. That's not how that works. All they do is just raise.
Yeah.
If you're making a bunch more, they just raise your rent a little bit, and it's still greatly reduced. So
that's the thing. That's why she doesn't want to rent or anything like that.
It would still be 30% of the
income. The only way anybody's going to kick you out of a home is if they have legitimate reason.
She can't purchase a home.
They're not just going to go, oh, I don't want you here no more. Get the hell out. No. They have to have a legitimate reason to kick you out of an apartment or a home or anything like that. And I'm like, they're not just going to kick us to the curb. They're going to give us at least 30 days. At least minimum 30 days to find a new place. Now, that seems a little light-handed on how long they're going to give you to find a new place. But the thing is, she grew up where she stayed in the same home until Hurricane Sandy came in and basically washed us out. And then we came in here, we lived with Mom in her little house for a while until we found this house. The thing is, she doesn't want to leave this house. She is bound and determined to stay here. And the thing is like, I'm not bound and determined to stay here. I see the legitimate reasons why we should move out. And she's like, oh, no, we can rent out the other side of the house. We can make it a Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, in what world? We can't maintain a clean house.
And
You're
Jim, that's
right.
I
just more
cannot
for
clean
you
up
to
every
take
day.
care of.
Exactly. I don't need more work like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't need more physical work or work that's gonna either throw my back out of whack or whatever. You know, or you're just fighting all inside. All right.
A smaller place with less rent is less stress.
You know what though? I think she wants to
Mm-hmm.
keep her stuff. I think it's the stuff that she's really worried about. Like, where am I going to store all of my hair, my things from New York
Is that
and my
it?
crafting?
Yeah.
You think she's worried about losing all her, having to get rid
I
of stuff?
really do. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sheila wanted me to tell you, Jim, and because I said this earlier, there's nothing to be ashamed of Section 8 or of
No.
renting. There's
Not at
nothing
all.
to be ashamed of on that. So many people do it. Jerry takes other handouts or other government programs. I don't understand why she hates Section 8. You guys would have money to do things, to enjoy your lives.
Yeah.
I mean, and one other thing that we should point out too is that if you were to go, so when you get the SSI, if you get the SSI in Missouri, it's $1,400 for two people who are on a government, like subsidy like that. I hope I'm not misrepresenting that wrong, but anyway, we did look that up, and in Missouri, it's $1,400 a month. Well, Jim, if the mortgage is $1,300 something a month, that means you're still already basically in the hole. So
Yeah,
even
we're house poor.
the house is just too expensive. And, as far as renting it out, I think you'd have to ask Sally, maybe she could answer, is it okay for you guys to rent it out? Because the landlord does get to make that decision, not the renters.
Yeah,
Well, for
exactly.
Jerry,
And are they allowed to do that when it's a VA loan? I don't know.
Yeah, good question. I don't know.
Well, from what I understand is we could not just take the VA loan because I don't have military status like my mom does for being a
Jerry,
Oh yeah,
Sally
no,
spouse.
I'm
said
sorry.
no.
I meant, or would you be allowed to rent a part of it out with it
Sally
being
said no.
Yeah,
okay?
that would be up to Sally.
Yeah, on renters. Yeah. And one other thing, Jim, that I wanted to kind of debunk that she said today that was a huge, huge no-no. That's not true. So when she said, well, Mom, I'm just so angry, I'm putting words in her mouth, but basically what she meant was you could, if you really wanted to help us, she did say this word for word, you could sign the house over to us. That's not how that works. It's not at all how it works. Unless your mom has the money to buy the house as a present, to buy it, I'm talking pay it off, to give it to you as a gift, which she doesn't have the money to do. She admits that. Unless she had that money, you guys would have to, she cannot sign it over. You would have to qualify for a loan. And Jerry admitted today, you guys can't qualify.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that. It's just the truth. You either qualify or you don't. So that's why you're in such a pickle, because it's untrue to make your mom the bad guy for not signing the house over. That's not how it works. It just isn't. No bank is going to say, okay, Sally, we'll just let you sign the house over. They would say, no, they can have the house. Sure, Sally, but they have to qualify. And that's why your mom gave Jerry the assumption papers twice, saying, okay, this is the version of signing the house over that the country allows. As of right now, that's how things stand. And I don't see it changing because banks don't want to lose money.
No.
They don't want somebody to buy something that's house poor, Jim, because they know that how stressful it is for people.
Yeah.
If you're house poor, you don't know how you're going to pay the bills.
Right. But
And honestly, if we were trying to play her mother, we wouldn't have gotten her gifts and gotten her things and help her, with getting things for her apartment she needed. That's just so silly.
Yeah.
They've done nothing but support Sally the whole time that I've, been in here and talking to them. They've all really been wonderful to her and to me, and I appreciate their support. And that's what they want to do for you too, Jim. I hope you can see that now. I hope that the chat today and the live really showed you how many people see the truth and how many people were in there to support you.
No.
And nobody's trying to break
And
up the marriage, just like I told you before. Nobody's trying to break you guys up, or, you know, we're not looking to take your home away, but life would be so much better. And if you really would
I know
rather
I'm
live
coughing. I'm
in a
sorry,
place
folks.
that's smaller and get something smaller, you need
No,
to
I
tell your
understand,
husband.
because like the thing is I mean, in my mind, and but after this morning's live and the way she was acting, it's like, am I the husband, or am I just some trophy on the wall? Because that's the way she made me feel back in New York.
Oh,
I
Jim, I'm
mean,
sorry. That's
because she would take me into all her friends and all her family members, especially, and be like, "Hey, look, I've got a husband," and I'm like, okay. And then the way her family treated me, period, except for Janie and Janie, Alicia, and even Julie treated me better than her brothers. But it was like nieces and nephews who, like, I get bored, so I'll fall asleep anywhere. But the nieces and nephews were trying to like make a game of getting a piece of popcorn while I'm sleeping in my mouth, like throw it into my mouth. And I was like, I don't want to come. I even said to Jerry, I may never come back to that house again. I may never want to go into anybody else's house for any kind of birthday or holiday celebration because of the way I was treated.
Yeah.
And nobody cared what they were doing. But when I woke up choking on a kernel of corn and yelled at these kids, they were all on top of me like I was the bad guy. And I'm like, okay, I was about to say, okay, somebody wanted to take Jerry back to the house. I'm just going to go home right now and just, I won't see you guys again. Nice meeting y'all. That's how I felt the first day, the first time.
You know what bothered me too? She said that you need therapy and you need to take medication. Yet when it came to marriage counseling, she didn't want to do that with you. That's
Exactly.
not right.
Exactly. She wanted to put it all on my shoulders. Like I was
Yes.
the only one who needed therapy. And
No.
I'm like,
you notice that the moment that she brought it up was it was one of those times whenever she was flipping her script, so to speak, and trying to figure out how to get you back in control of get herself back in control of the situation. That's when she brought it up. She kept switching her tactics to try to figure out what she could do to get to you. And I'm sorry that happened. And I'm sure if she's watching, she's super pissed that I'm saying this, but that's what she does. And I didn't see it for a long time, and I'm sorry.
This is the funny thing, is anytime I try to point out faults of hers or what I see is going wrong because of some of her doings, she tries to flip the script. She, starts crying and what did I do wrong and what can I do to make it better? And I tell her straight up, listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Do some of the things I say. Follow some of my ideas, and give me absolute proof that we can't do it my way.
Yeah.
And that's when she would be like, she'll say, okay. And then like days, if not a week later, or a week, if not days later, she flips it to go back, get it back to her way. And I'm like, how many times do we have to go through this circle jerk before one of us either gets so sick and tired that the other one wants to leave, or I just, decide to pack my stuff up and either have mom pick me up and stay with mom until I can afford my own place. Unfortunately, that would put more money on mom, put more money for mom to have to pay out for a second person to be, in that apartment.
Yep.
All the time. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know anymore. I've gotten to the point where if I go to a counselor, I'm going to talk to the counselor about exactly what's going on and what does the counselor think I need to do. Because
Jim,
I mean,
what
it's
do you
like,
do? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't want to break up this family, but at the same time, I do not want to continue going down the same road where I feel like a piece of glass ornament sitting out on a shelf
Well, men
or
need
a
respect.
robot,
You're
you
not
know.
given any sort of respect, Jim,
No,
as a
I
man.
don't feel like it anymore.
No.
And
Yeah.
you
She
know,
throws you
I
under the
hope
bus all the time, Jim. She degrades you all the time online, and she did it when I lived there, and I tried over and over again to talk to her about it, and she didn't want to hear it.
Yeah. No.
and I
And it's
hope she's
important.
watching.
Yeah, it's
I kind of
important.
hope she is too.
Yeah, because I want her to see what is being talked about here.
Well,
Right. I
and
hope
she's
she's listening too
if
and
she's
knows
oh,
we're
go
not the
ahead.
enemy, Jim. We're really
I
not.
know.
We're
I
not
see
trying
that.
to get you guys divorced. We're trying to help you guys find a way to be happy. And when people put their life on the internet, people are going to have opinions about it. That's just the truth. Hold on. Sheila wants me to read her last comment to you, Jim. Let me find it
Oh,
real
I didn't
quick.
know she was on here.
Yeah, when you know Sheila loves you. Okay, she said,
Yeah.
Jim, you and Sally. So Sheila says, Jim, you and Sally just need to come together and say the house is going up for sale. And that's where one of my things I wanted to say to you was one of the fears people have, and we understand it, Jim, because we know I talked about earlier about the time that I talked to Jerry on that live, and I all of a sudden understood you because she made me feel like my brain was mush. I couldn't remember what I was saying. She spun me left, right, upside down. It was like, what the heck? So what would your plan need to be for this to be different? Because what happens each time, Jim, is as mad as you get and you speak up and that kind of thing, as soon as you get back in there with her, she starts reprogramming you, and then you hate us and think we're the enemy. And I get it, Jim, because she does that to you. She makes it to where if you have any other opinion, you're vilified, you're the enemy, and it's just easier to just make her shut up. You know what I mean? It's like, fine, I'll just whatever, Jerry, just stop. So we're not condemning you for letting her reprogram you, but is there any way you can think of to where, like Sheila said, to where you can maybe form an alliance with your mom to say, look, Jerry, this isn't us trying to hurt you, but we're going to sell the house. We're going to have a good life now because yes, it will involve moving, but no, they won't kick us out. If I get a job, they'll just raise the rent a little bit, but then we'll have money to spend. We could go on a cruise. We could go on a trip. You can shop Dave and Sissy deals, but this is
Even she would enjoy it better.
right. It sounds like Lisa's willing to support. You know what I mean? Lisa's in your corner. Lisa has nothing to gain from doing that, Jim. By speaking today, she's only putting a target on her back. You know what I mean? Because I just really want to defend Lisa for that, because this is not somebody that's trying to settle a score. She could have come here.
I just see what she's doing. And that live today, it floored me, but not because I didn't know that she had it in her to do that. It floored me because she let everybody else see that part of her. And she's never put that part of her out there on lives before.
Yeah.
Not that way. Not the way she did it today.
And that's what a narcissist does, Jim, is they isolate people to where, like, you're not allowed to have friends, basically. You know what I mean? And she might not say it in those words, because that's pretty hard to swallow. If she says to you, Jim, I'm not allowing you to have a single friend. Instead, what she does is she isolates you. The other day, I was blocked in both of your lives for merely saying hello. And that's fine. I laughed about it. That's Jerry's prerogative. But even your mom spoke up and said, wow, Joni, you're not even allowed to say hello.
Yeah,
And
I saw it.
the question is, it's like, what do you fear? Because we don't have anything to hide. The thing I would love for you to remember is we gain nothing from your mom having a better life, but Jerry gains everything if she can get your mom to keep paying for her.
Right.
Yep.
Pearl
Yeah,
Cottage
nothing.
says Jim doesn't need to have a job to get Section 8. His rent for him alone would be $20 to $25 by himself.
What?
If
Dude,
he
even
leaves,
like
he's not,
even
yeah.
$200 would be good.
Right.
But Jim, your mom would help you. Lisa would. People will be in your corner to help you, Jim. People wanted to hug you through the screen today. I mean, it just is hard to watch.
Yeah.
Really.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was done.
Yeah, Mom was telling me that my cousin Pam, who's on here, I think I saw her on here,
Yeah.
And Lisa was like, give Jim our numbers so he can talk to us.
Yay.
That's
And
awesome.
I know Pam has an issue with Lisa. I really do. She's
With
expressed that
Jerry.
a couple times.
Jerry. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah.
With Jerry.
But at this point in time, because I just
Uh-oh. We lost them again.
No,
no,
he's upset right now.
Oh.
I'm literally half
It's okay,
tempted to be
Jim.
like, I need a vacation. Pam, send me a ticket. Lisa, send me a ticket. I just need to get away for a while.
Yeah.
You know.
And you need to follow through with it though, too, if someone does.
Right. Because
Yeah.
she's going to reprogram you, honey. She's going to. She's going to draw you back in. So you need to stand strong. What's the worst she can do, Jim? Yell at you? She does that anyway.
Yeah, true.
What's
You know,
the
Jim,
worst?
your mom said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your mom said that you could stay with her for a few days if you needed to. That might be even if it's just that for a few days in the beginning to give you a
Yeah.
break and to show Jerry what life without you really is like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Jim.
Yeah.
That's what.
I
Well,
love that.
besides, I mean, yeah, I would take mom up on that. Right now, she needs to get the couch she's looking at.
Yeah.
So I have a place to sleep. But it's like, I think if I were to like be in a different state, more than just 5 minutes away, she would have to deal with shit on her own.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to get food stamps for myself, but because Jerry already put my name in to have food stamps for both of us, and we lived together, it was kind of like, sorry, you can't get your own food stamps. And I'm like, well, then we need more food stamps than what you're sending us because, you know, we eat a lot of food, you know, and I was before food stamps trying to have a better diet, but no offense to my mom, it's hard for me to cook meals for everybody that we all like. And yes, food, and there was a couple of them she didn't like, and we tried to change it around for her, or like the pork loin that takes cheese and sage. Mom was like, "Don't put sage in mine." So we did that. But the thing is, it's just like one of those. Mom's not here no more, which, you know, yeah, I was upset about it at first, but I was like, you know, she's happy, she's in a better place, yada yada yada. What's wrong with the situation now? Okay, I find out like 2 weeks ago that I have hardening of the arteries, and I was like, I need to go back to that Nordic diet. I need to go back to that healthier lifestyle. But it's kind of hard to do that when I'm trying to say no more junk food, no more artificial food, no more artificial, you know, just trying to cut out a lot of stuff. And here I am going to the Dollar Tree and coming back with 2 bags of dog treats, a small pouch of dishwasher tabs, and a buttload of cakes and cookies and junk
Yep.
Yeah,
food.
that's no good.
And
It's
I'm like,
always a bunch of junk.
She's a diabetic, and you are
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I don't want it no more. But she still brings it in, and I'm still addicted to Mountain Dew, but I don't drink it like it's going out of style. I drink it like I need the caffeine to keep my brain from.
Well, and when all that junk is in the house, it's nearly impossible to stay away from it when you have a food addiction. I speak from experience. So
Yeah,
it's there's no way she's gonna. Either one of you will be able to not eat it if it's in the house.
And did anyone ever notice that she only picked on the Mountain Dew? She didn't pick on the ding dongs or anything else. It was
Swiss
just always the
rolls, honey
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
buns.
Honey
Right.
buns.
Right.
She picked on the one thing that she doesn't drink. She doesn't drink
Right.
soda.
Yep.
So let me just tell you, if somebody came after my soda, we are going to fight. Okay. We're going to fight. It's going to be
Hand that soda over.
No.
I know we're going to fight. I mean, so, but to just take, what would she do if somebody came after her coffee?
Yeah.
or after, you know? So
Or
come
she'd be like,
on.
"Oh, I can quit that whenever I want to."
Right,
She
okay.
does that with everything that we're trying, like everything I'm trying to keep out of the house. And she's like, "Well, I can stop that when I want to." And I'm like, "Then stop."
Right.
Oh, and Sheila brought up another thing. She said, "One thing at a time. If you aren't house poor, you can buy better food." And that's a
Yep.
great point, you know?
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
we can't afford beef, so we stock up on. We like buy pork loins and cut them up for pork chops, and we buy chicken breasts and fillet them.
Does she still
But
buy ice cream, Jim?
oh yeah,
Well,
um,
that would afford beef if you cut that out.
well here's the thing is she wanted to get her mint chocolate chip ice cream and her peanut butter fudge ice cream, and I said, I want some vanilla, and I want an apple pie because I was in the mood for apple pie a la mode.
Hmm.
She got the ice cream, didn't get the apple pie.
Maybe it's not her favorite.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like there's not a food in the world that she does not like except for very spicy food, and I like spicy food.
So anything you like, she really doesn't like.
Kind of.
And you
I
enjoy
mean,
that Mountain Dew when you can. Not all the
oh
time, James, because you
no,
do have, the sugar thing, but you drink
Sure.
that. Cheers.
yeah. Like this is I have a one bottle. I When I was at Dollar Tree, I would bought myself a 1 liter bottle of Mountain Dew. I'm gonna drink maybe half of this and then put it away and save the other half for tomorrow or a quarter of it tomorrow, depending on how stressful it is or how busy I get, and depending on how much energy I need.
Why did she shame you today about the thing from CVS that you spent when she shops all day long? Dave and Sissy deals, more stuff for you to have to organize and churn and put in different places that you can't afford. Why shame you?
deflecting.
And I bet
She
you
was
Timu
deflecting.
too.
Deflecting,
I
yes, great
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
She was deflecting. She was trying to make him look bad so that we would stop. We would be against him, which is a silly thing to use, but that was just the only thing she could think of at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is she had been like, "Oh, I want to get this for the house. I want to get that for the house." I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I
their
think it's
Wi-Fi is
going in and out.
not great.
Yeah.
Unless you turned off something.
Huh.
You know what I mean? The router or something,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Lord, I hope she didn't do that.
Nope,
Although
he's
it
coming
wouldn't
back, I
surprise
think.
me.
What the most important question I want to ask him, so let's try not to forget, is would he be willing here with his mom here to kind of commit to the fact that selling is best to make that
Yeah,
easy?
I was actually gonna ask if I could make a point about something. Maybe when he comes back on, I'll
Yeah,
And also Sally's place where she lives, you have to be 55 and older, and James is not 55 yet. That's why he could probably only stay a few days.
right.
Yeah, well, I think Carla was the one that spoke up and said 14 days.
Okay.
Not in this chat, in the chat earlier, I believe.
I wish we weren't so far. We have plenty of room. I mean, but we are 12 hours away.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's willing to drive, yeah.
You know what? You guys, your point of selling, I think the way he was speaking to Jerry, about that, a smaller apartment, I think he understands because he even said mom's house.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so
Jim
he
gets
knows.
excited about moving and about
Oh,
different
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Imagine
He's back.
less work to do in a smaller
So,
home.
I
so
told
Jim,
her
can you
I
hear
would be
us?
happy in a 2, maybe 3 bedroom apartment with 2 bathrooms. That way we can have our bedroom, she can have her craft room, I can have my personal space.
She doesn't use her craft room, Jim.
No, I
She
know.
does.
That's the thing right now. It's kind of like I
You
hadn't
at
thought
least
about it.
use it.
I was you guys just remind me that she hasn't been using it because I've been so busy trying to deal with other things. I haven't even thought about the craft room. But yeah, that's one of the things I want to say to her. I was like, if we're not going to use a craft room, why do you need a craft room?
Right.
2
You know,
bedroom
we
is
get
Maybe
fine.
split. Like, say you do end up with a 2-2. You could split one of the rooms. You do craft. She does crafts. You do
Yeah.
something else on the other side. You could split it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well,
we
Jim,
had,
I'm 2 hours away, but I have plenty of room. If you can drive here, you can come stay. You know,
where are you? I'm sorry.
I'm in Georgia. But you
Okay.
certainly are, you know, you have a room.
Hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to
Well,
Georgia in June. I could just drive up that way, pick him up, and drive down and drop him off on the way to my sister's.
that sounds like
Seriously, do it.
that sounds like something that I might deeply think about that because
And Jim, there's a lot to do in Georgia. We live near
Yeah.
where they film The Walking Dead. We live near where they film a lot
Oh
of
my
stuff
God.
downtown. You could go to the aquarium. There's lots of stuff to do. But I think you need a change of scenery, even if that's to go stay at your mom's for a few days or something. You need to get out of that
I think
house.
I can be a good zombie.
They do some funny
They-
sports like that, yeah.
yeah. But
I'm not just
no.
saying that's an open offer that you know, if Lisa, and I would love to, you know, see Lisa in person. It'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, we have plenty of room. And I have a man, so I'm not worried about, you know, as you know, I have a husband here, so I'm not worried about it looking bad or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to
I don't know.
verify
I'm not
this with
far.
your man.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a man coming over here to stay.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. He would be so pleased because he saw how upset I was today about how upset Jim was. And he literally, because he's tried to talk to Jim one time in the comments before and say, please, brother, don't allow Jerry to treat your mom like that. She's the only
Yeah.
mom you have. And one day she'll be gone and you'll hate looking back, knowing the way that Jerry talked to her and that you didn't do something about it. So today, when he heard that Jim said that about selling, he was like, what? He said that? And I was like, yeah. And I said, Todd, I told you all along, I know he'd be happier in a smaller place where they have more money to do things. And he was like, of course he would. And he said, but I'm so proud of him that he said it to Jerry, because that's who it needs to be said to, you know.
Yeah.
And
he's even said it on a live that it would be easier for him to maintain.
yes, right.
So let me just say one thing to Jim, because everybody keeps telling me, say it. Jim, your mom has made the point to us that the only reason she hasn't made the decision to sell is because she's been trying to keep the peace for your sake, because she loves you and she's your mom.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. You need to tell your mom that you appreciate that. If you maybe you already have, but tell her that you appreciate that. And if you really do want someplace smaller, Jim, tell her that it's okay to sell. She just needs to hear it from you.
Yeah. We have talked about it on multiple occasions. Like I talked to her about it on the way back to her place. And then I thought about it. I said, well, hold off on that thought, because I really want to know what's going on with my SSI or SSDI before I make a decision. But the thing is, Jerry had told me earlier this afternoon, or when I got back from doing my last run, that she had told me back when she got sick with cancer that if I wanted to leave her, to go ahead and do that. And I know that's like one of her tactics to try to see if I'll stay or not.
Yeah.
But this last round, this live this morning, has gotten me to the point where it's like, do I really want to continue to put up with this, or do I want to try to strike out on my own and hope I can make it?
You'll make it, Jim.
You know,
You can make it.
yeah.
We're not trying to make you get a divorce. That's something you need to do.
No.
But what you could do is at least try to have some space so you can find yourself again.
Jim,
Right.
and really do yourself a favor by applying for Section 8 yourself.
Yes.
If you and Jerry are still together, you could both be on the Section 8 together, but someone's got to put the name on the list.
Yes.
Yeah. She said
Jerry's obviously not going to do it. She said it today.
She said she did, and I don't know anymore.
I don't believe that. Not for a
Neither
second.
do I.
Not the way she's talked about Section 8. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why she hates it so much. There's
I
some
don't know
very
either.
pretty and cute homes and apartments, and it's you guys, I know moving's a big deal, but when you know, it's always a little exciting too to decorate a new place. It doesn't take that long. Sally's having a good time doing her home, and
Yeah, she's thoroughly enjoying it.
yeah, it's like refreshing to have a new start. It really
Yes.
is. But you do need a plan, Jim, because otherwise what's going to happen is even with 5 of us trying to talk to Jerry on that night where it was such a crazy, where we were all trying to tell her we were not the enemy, please listen to us. None of us barely landed any points. She just doesn't allow it. So you're basically pretty helpless by yourself without a plan. Otherwise, she will reel you right back in, and she will make it to where you're miserable, even more miserable, until you agree and say what she wants you to say. You know, she has to do that. And so,
Yeah, well, Sally said she did admit she's not on Section 8.
oh,
That
wow.
means
She
she
didn't
didn't
say
even
anything on
apply
that.
for it then?
There's no
Jim,
way.
call tomorrow. Call tomorrow. It's Monday. It's a
Yeah.
fresh new week.
You'll have to go to the
Yeah.
office to fill out an application, I believe, from what I read.
Do we know what office?
No, but I certainly can look it up and send it to Sally.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
need any information like that, Dee is your person. She's so
Yeah,
good at
she's
looking that
good.
kind of stuff up.
Yeah,
She's
because
real
Lisa,
good.
Lisa will be at school for stuff like that. But you have
Right.
people in your corner, Jim, and you know, here's the
Absolutely.
And as
stuff
Joni
off.
comes back,
Well,
a
Yeah.
lot of us have professions. We're in many different professions. We understand this financial stuff and you need information. We're totally able to help you.
Yes.
Oh,
And
Sally said in the towers, Jim.
yeah.
I don't know about the towers, but the towers
Oh,
have had issues with bed bugs and other things like that I really don't want to get involved with. But yeah, towers might be a last
But maybe even just
resort.
going to tour some of these places and getting excited, because that's one of the things about you, Jim. Once you saw any of the places you guys thought about buying, you got so excited. So if you
Yeah.
would just go tour some of these places, and if you can show Jerry also that you're serious about making changes, she's not going to turn into a different person. Let's be real here, but you might spook her enough to be able to make some headway and start feeling more like a man again around her, because you're standing up to her. Because like Todd said to me, what's the worst she can do, Jim? It's your mom's house. She's not going to be able to, she doesn't hold the power cards. She just thinks she does, been allowed to. Okay.
Sorry,
I'm not trying to
Johnny.
be mean.
Sally said that's in the towers is where the Section 8 office is. I'm sorry.
Right.
Oh,
You just
okay,
go
good.
I'm sorry,
apply.
what was that?
You just go apply for Section 8 at the towers. It's not that you're going to live there. That's where you apply.
Yay.
That's where the
Okay.
office is. Yeah.
So it didn't
Oh,
mean
okay.
that you're living in the towers. Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah.
Carla can help you with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carla would be great at that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like Crafting Queen said, you could, demand that they exterminate before you moved in. You could, and things like that.
Right.
But since the office is there, yeah, it's awesome.
At least go and get your name on the list and start the conversation. That way, whatever happens, you know that that you're on the list and it's a possibility.
Right.
Cindy wants to know, do you know why her sisters don't visit or bother with her? It sounds like they also don't want to try to give money or to try to, because I think they know, they love Jerry, but they know how Jerry is. And I think they're
Yeah.
fed.
I'm pretty sure that they are not happy with her. I mean, I know her one sister has basically, I mean, she's the one who got us to go on, and she was the one who got us the passes to go on that cruise that we went on.
Sure.
But she's going through a lot of medical issues and financial issues. Her other sister, I don't know exactly what the deal is between her and Jerry. I think what it was is it stems from some childhood issues. It also stems from she has tried her best to get Jerry to see other people's side of things, and she's not exactly happy with how Jerry is, doesn't want to do certain things or doesn't want to listen. And then her third sister, I don't know what her financial well-being is, but I know she's been in a lot of good times, bad times because of losing one of her sons, her oldest son, due to COVID. And then, of course, now that she's got her middle son has grandbabies for her to look after and deal with. So I don't know exactly what their relationship is. I know her oldest brother and her has had a falling out due to what she thought she deserved from her father's house and all the money and whatnot. So it's one of those things where I just stay out of it because it's like, one, it's not really my business, and two, I really don't care. I mean, I was happy with what we were given for her father's estate. The big drawback was, he did not have a living will, so it was one of those, we'll agree on this and blah blah blah. I know when they were talking about it, we had agreed that no in-laws would have a word. Otherwise, as my father-in-law basically said on his near deathbed, was basically calling my one sister's spouse, if that bull dyke, and I'm not going to say names, causes a ruckus or anything like that, burn the motherfucking house down. And when she started putting her 2 cents in, I got up and started to walk out of the house, and my wife was like, "Where are you going?" I said, "Pop said burn the motherfucking house down if so-and-so starts opening her damn mouth." And they got all pissy at me, and I'm like, I'm just following my father-in-law's last wishes.
Wait, you said bull. Who called
dyke.
that? Yeah. Who was called that? I mean, like,
my father was calling her his daughter-in-law, basically my wife's other sister's wife, because she always put her 2 cents in where it wasn't necessary or needed or asked for.
Okay.
So
the only comment that I have that I can make about the family, and I'm not going to say names, I got an accidental butt dial from one when I was at work, one of her sisters one day. This was a few months ago. And I answered it, and you could tell it was a butt dial, obviously. The person never answered. I hung up and I sent a text message and said, "Hey, did you mean to call me?" And she responded back and said, "Oh, no, sorry." And we chatted for a minute. And I said, at this point, I don't know if you know, but Jerry and I are not talking. Just that I can't deal with things the way they are. I'm not okay with what's going on. And this particular sister's words to me were, most of the family feels that way, or something along those lines. Like everybody's getting fed up, is what she said.
Wow.
I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
That's the only thing that we talked about with it. We went on to different subject, and that's all I've ever heard or said to any of them about this. So.
But that's why when Jerry calls everybody haters, it's just not possible for all of these people to be wrong. It's just not. I mean, this is her own best friend, her mother-in-law, her family. I mean, people who used to support her. I mean, it's 95. She had no one, you said today, besides Margarita in there. No one was sticking up for her because everyone was appalled.
Everybody sees the truth.
Yeah.
Rebecca and Margarita were it. And I got to tell you, I said earlier in the chat, if you weren't hurt and offended by the way that Jerry acted today towards Sally and Jim, you need to go search your heart, because that was appalling.
It was fire.
Nellie and Bluegrass were both appalled. I mean, these are two of your most staunch defenders. They were appalled. And I assume Jerry hasn't spent the afternoon profusely apologizing and saying, "Jim, we need to figure out why I'm upset." You know what I mean? She hasn't really, she never seems, she's always the victim.
Yep.
Jim,
Really
I
And
have
quick,
to
she's
say,
Dy-Dee,
she's
I do
uh,
want to say we don't see dementia in
sorry.
Sally, and we talk to her all time of the day and night. Also, she did see the neurologist, and it was said that she does not have dementia. Um, and Jerry keeps saying she does.
Yeah, I have a question about that actually. Jerry said in the live today, she made the comment about how the first doctor was her doctor, and I put that in quotations, and that's convenient because that's the doctor that said she had some signs of dementia. But then this doctor, who is an actual neurologist who tested her and knew that she was on medication, said that she's fine and doesn't have any. But that one Jerry called a quack or a kook or
Yeah.
whatever it was that she called her, the doctor. And I spent 2 weeks with Sally by myself when you and Jerry were gone on that cruise. Your mom is fine. Your mom is with it. She is one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And she doesn't flaunt that. She just is who she is.
Yeah.
and you should celebrate that.
Absolutely. I enjoy her company.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the Sally that was portrayed to me for many, many years by Jerry.
Right.
And what a terrible thing for you to, I mean, Lisa, if I were Jim, I would be like, wait a minute, my wife has been bad mouthing my mom all these years.
Yeah.
I would be so angry about that. I'd be like, look, she didn't, what did she do to deserve that?
Well, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves the 2 weeks. It was just the two of us. We got along great. Yeah. We talked a lot. I mean, she was a joy to be around.
Which is what we found. And again, we have no skin in this game. We gain nothing, just like you don't, Lisa. You gain nothing from coming on here and saying all of this.
Nope.
It doesn't hurt us physically, mentally, or emotionally the way it does Jim if the house doesn't get sold.
Right.
And when, like I said, you would need to, this is a celebration. Why waste time on all this pity and crying and anger and stress when your mom is perfectly fine and you should actually be enjoying the time with her, not the opposite?
Those of us who don't have our mom anymore would be absolutely thrilled to have to get a test that says she doesn't have dementia. I'd love to have her even if she had dementia. Love to still have my mom. So that is just, I mean, it's just evil to make her feel like she can't do anything. Does anybody doubt for a moment that if Sally said to you guys, okay, I'm going to pay for everything, but I'm going to go ahead and move out. Do you for a minute think that Jerry would have trying to tell her she had dementia? No way.
No,
but
no.
She's just mad that mom isn't paying for things. And that's why people get upset, because your mom is in her 70s. She has earned her freedom.
Oh, I know.
She is so. Go ahead, Jim.
Before I got married, Mom and I lived together fine and dandy. We had no problems. You know, yeah, there was some financial problems because I didn't have a job, and because honestly, I didn't know, I had trouble holding down a job because I took way too much personally. And I just didn't like the way some people at my job, especially my Arby's job, were treating me. Now I understand why I need to have a job and all that and that stuff. And I'm like, I can't wait until I get another job. I want another job. I want to be able to work. I don't want to be here at home all the time.
Good.
I was going to ask you that. Weren't you happier when you worked?
Yes, I was so much happier. Especially when I had two really good jobs. One of them was Taco Bell, and the other one was working at Price Chopper in the deli.
Yeah.
I loved them. I love those jobs.
You looked so much happier.
Yeah,
you really
did. And healthier.
Yeah. Oh, so much healthier. And Jim, of course, everybody's going to have things that irritate them at work. That's just normal. Anytime you go out in public, there'll be people in traffic that make you mad, or people at Walmart that make you mad. I'm not even talking about work. And so, of course, there will be things that happen at work that will make you mad. That's just part of life. Jim, you had a social life. At least you were, having fun with coworkers. And yes, again, there'll be a coworker that gets on your nerves, or a boss. But for the most part, you came home each day so much different, so much more. You just were fulfilled compared to now. I mean, it is sad.
Until Jerry would give him his to-do list.
Yes. soon as he came through the door.
Mm-hmm.
She can have
Exactly.
an
And here's the thing, ladies. All right, I now know what the doctor has told Jerry, and Jerry basically has free range of motion as long as it does not cause extreme pain.
Yep.
Now, the problem with Jerry, and it's the same thing with me because I get this way. When I get upset, my body starts to hurt. I get headaches. I get what feels like a migraine. My joints feel stiff. My back hurts like crazy. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong? And I understand why now because, between talking to doctors and, learning all those different things about my health conditions, that I'm just like, okay, how can I keep myself from being so wound up that my body starts to hurt?
Stress.
yes.
Exactly. It's stress. The thing is how am I going to get rid of that stress? Now, here's an interesting thing. Basically, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I had to go to DSS every morning to deal with my insurance situation. And I found out through Friday morning, I had to talk to somebody on the phone. And I found out that with my particular insurance, I have the ability to join certain gyms, and she gave me the web address to look at what gyms are available. I'm thinking, well, if I can join a gym and get working with a professional or somebody who can help me with the right exercises or the right tools or the right equipment to use, I could probably get my body back in shape a little bit. Now, the thing that worries me between the hardening of the arteries, but the other thing that worries me is having the right person to work with me. Like our center here in Rolla, Lisa knows about it. According to what I know about them,
awesome.
huh?
That place is awesome.
Yeah, I know from what I've been told and what I've heard is they will work with your doctors.
Yep.
To go through a physical regimen and set you up with whether
it's $99 and it's called Fit RX. And if your doctor signs off on the paperwork, it's $99 and you get like 8 weeks and you get to work with a trainer 2 times a week. That's what I was doing right after my surgery. That's how I recovered so quickly.
And you would feel so good, Jim, doing that. It gives you endorphins to work out.
Yes.
Yep.
It's just getting started each day, I mean, that's the hardest part. And I admit, I think all of us have been through that where you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then once you start, you actually feel good. You get hit with a push of endorphins and I'm the same way about not leaving the house. But once I leave the house, I'm like, man, what? Why did I sit at home and not want to?
If I could just get up and get dressed and get out the door, I'm great.
Once I'm out, I'm like kicking myself that I didn't. I mean,
I mean, I know because of what's been going on around the house for the last month or so. That's like every time we talk about grocery shopping or something like that, I'm like, okay, sure, just to get out of the house.
Yeah,
just to get out of the house.
But that's good for you. Because I don't remember who it was that commented. I think it was Amy that commented earlier that no couple does well spending 24/7 together.
Amen.
That's true. You have to have your own time, your own people, your own hobbies. Yeah. You have to have a break.
Yes, it is not healthy for anybody to be together that much.
No.
That's one of the reasons why I finally got to the point where it's like, I need a job. I need a part-time job so I can get out of the house for 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, maybe even 8 hours if my body can handle it, 4 or 5 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Just so I can have some downtime away from the same 4 walls I look at every day,
And Jimmy, you know that I'm a more positive thinking person, but I want to be honest with you about this disability thing. I don't know anybody who's ever gotten approved the very first time, number one. And number two, even if they got approved the second time, it could take years.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm not saying that you won't get approved. I don't have any idea. I'm just telling you from the people that I know that are on it, it's taken a very long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very long.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very hard to get on it.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, there's a couple of people like, oh, excuse me, you should get a lawyer or something like that to help you work with it. And I'm like, I don't know about that because
You have to.
you know,
Maybe after a denial, but already now
Yeah.
the paperwork's already in.
yeah,
Mhm.
my paperwork's in. I'm just waiting for them to process it. And every
Right.
time I talk, they're like, oh yeah, we got all your information. We just got.
Look at Chatty's question. Jim will be back. He must lose. Jim, we have a question from Chatty Hag. You're
Coming
muted.
in, you know, or do you have like a method of saying, you know, priority? So it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of like, what do I have to do? You know, but yeah, I definitely need to be the person to go and get on the Section 8 paperwork
Yes,
and files and whatnot
definitely.
because
Definitely.
Yeah, and don't let her make you feel like you're not capable of doing that stuff, Jim. You are so much smarter than you ever get credit for.
I know,
Yes.
I know.
Good. Just keep putting
Jim,
that through your head.
did you block me today or did Rebecca?
No, Jerry Ann.
She said she couldn't see me in the chat.
Well, she might not have seen. I don't know if she could see you in the chat on the big TV or what happened, but yeah,
Oh,
she
she got the
found out you
tablet.
were.
How could
She,
she not see you in the chat if the rest of us could see you?
I
How
don't
could
know.
you get?
I don't know.
Because it's
What
her
happened was
channel.
she
That doesn't
must
make
have
sense.
unblocked me to read my comments. Because the
Yeah,
only way she can read my comments is if she unblocks me.
Right,
right.
right,
Yeah,
That doesn't make
she
sense
couldn't
that
see
she
you
couldn't see you
before.
on her channel.
Yeah.
right. No, what I'm gonna have to get off here pretty soon because it's getting 10 o'clock.
How are you doing this, Jim, without her coming in there? How are you getting the time to do this?
Because she called me up and asked me what I was doing, and I told her I was watching one of my favorite shows, SG Universe, Stargate Universe. She said, "Well, when is the next one going to be over?" And I said, "Probably around 10 o'clock because that's what it said on the counter." But I want to go to bed early so I can try to get up early and do a bunch of shit that I've been wanting to do.
It'll benefit you, Jim. It will. Pam said
Yeah,
she looked at the tablet. That's how.
yeah. She looked at my tablet, but I mean, see, my thing is I know you guys are not my enemy, and I really don't like using that word because it's like it sounds like we're fighting about stuff and we're not. But she's like, I want to be on a unified front. You have to block these people who are saying negative things about me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why? There may
You're
be.
allowed to make your own decisions.
Exactly. And that's what I keep on saying to her. I said, how am I going to make decisions when every decision I make is not right by you? Or
Yeah,
you
you guys are a
just,
couple, but you're still individual people.
yeah.
And
But
we don't hate you.
That's what they do. They isolate people. So she's making sure you don't have anyone that could give you any second thoughts.
I don't hate
Right.
Jerry. I dislike what she does to Sally and Jim.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't hate her either.
I hate the things she does, but I
That's what I told him earlier. I said these ladies don't hate either one of you. They're just everybody. It's you guys are just like the rest of us. Everybody's frustrated and tired of what she's doing and the way she behaves. You know,
And it's
Jerry
just
had a
so
lot of
crazy.
support when she first started. She had so many people that loved her to death when she first
Yeah.
started, and
I was one of them.
took a very negative turn. I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Well, you don't give $100 to somebody that you don't support and like, Dee.
Right.
I
Exactly.
mean, that's a lot of money, and you did that to be kind.
Right. Before I sign off, I just want to say this, and I'm not worried about who's listening, because there's been a lot of people who have gone back to say, Diane saying such and such, or
Yeah.
like I have a feeling that some people are going to try to contact Jerry and go, Jim was on the live with the ladies, but I'm
They
hoping
are.
that for
Somebody
Oh,
will.
they will.
Yeah, somebody will.
I'm just hoping that for the majority of people who listen on you guys and go tell Jerry stuff or try to report to me about stuff, I'm hoping a lot of these people have seen today's live and start to go, wait a minute. So why are we reporting on Jim of what he's doing when all this stuff that happens even off camera happens, period. Because the only time or the only reason why I speak ill about my wife is because of the way she treats me. And then people want to go back and say, oh yeah, Jim is saying this about how you do this and da. And then she gets on her high horse. And every time I tell her, or I try to tell her, I'm just voicing my opinion where I can voice my opinion on my feelings, because Jerry either ignores them or tries to get me to go back in my corner or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm tired of not being able to voice my feelings to somebody who at least listens.
You have every right to voice your opinion.
Yes, Jim.
Don't let her shut you down anymore. I'm
It
not
doesn't
saying
need to be
argue,
to
but
us.
don't let her shut you down.
Yeah.
That's I'm not going to say it what me and Lisa talked about on the phone, but
no,
no, you guys keep that
No.
to you, please.
Yeah,
Somebody
keep it.
will go tell.
Yeah. I just want to say that I think I'm going to look for a different forum to speak what I want to say without having to worry about,
everybody needs an outlet, Jim.
Sure, you could go
And
find
it's
all
okay.
online stuff to go. Yeah.
Everybody needs to have people to talk to. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs friends. It's being with, like, even what we talked about before, being with her 24/7, and she's the only one you have. It's exactly what they're saying. She's been doing this on purpose to isolate you so that she has complete control.
Yes. And she will do that again starting tonight, tomorrow, if you're not
That's
careful.
why I said stay strong.
Right.
You have to keep standing up for yourself.
Yes.
And you have friends here, and your mother's on your side. Your mother's on your side more than you even realize.
Yes.
Jim, you have 302 women on your side.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
How many men can say that?
Right?
Well, and another thing, we're not your enemy.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We never have been. Sometimes you do say some mean stuff, though, Jim, but we get over it.
Well,
Yeah.
And we
also,
say
I
mean
think
stuff
everybody
too.
knows that that's Jerry
Yeah,
too. A lot of
egging
times
him
getting
on.
his head twisted, because we know how
Mhm.
that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Too often.
Yeah.
Bygones be bygones. Going forward,
Yes.
Yep.
nothing but peace and prosperity for your future.
Yes.
But you got to make a future, Jim. It won't
And
come.
you
You got to get
gotta
out and do it.
the legwork.
Believe it or not, you're still young.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
No,
really
you're not
are.
old.
Yeah.
You're
Hopefully I'll
still
live
young.
with hopefully I'll live like my aunt. She died after breaking her hip. She was almost 100 years of age.
There you
Yep.
go.
There you go. So you've still
for
got
you.
half your life left.
Yep.
Look at it
I
that way.
remember when you say God, we're waiting on God to this and that. It does say in the Bible that God helps those that help themselves. You got to get out and make these things happen. So you made that interview. So tomorrow, check on it, like you said, for the Section 8. What's the worst that can happen again with the Section 8? Because you get on the list that you won't end up using it. So what? At least you got on the list.
And drive to the towers just to apply.
Yep.
You should.
Yep.
Get a coffee, drive to the towers, do your paperwork.
Yeah, Jim, go to Dunkin' like Dy-Dee does.
Yeah, go get a
Oh, I
Dunkin'.
wish. Problem
And
is,
do a
Dunkin'
video.
Donuts.
Do a
Do a
video.
vlog.
Yeah.
Do a car
It'll
vlog.
give you a break. It'll give you a break.
That would
Yeah.
be so cute, Jim, if you would do videos, being like, okay, I'm the male Dy-Dee, and I'm going to go get myself a Dunkin'. That would be so cute. It really
Yeah.
would. And Dee would laugh, just like I would, you know what I
I
mean?
love it. Make a
Oh,
parody of me.
Yep.
Make
Can
fun
I
of
really
me.
quick, as for Diane, we're on the topic of Diane. I don't understand why she she's a wonderful person, and whoever that doesn't know her, I think it's a big loss. I don't care what anyone says. I truly enjoy your friendship,
Oh,
Dee.
thank you. You know I love
So-
you, girly.
Trying to get back to you guys because my alarm knocked me off.
Oh yeah, you need to cut down on those
Jim, you need to
alarms.
cut those
Yeah,
alarms
I
off.
know. I know.
You're way
I think
too
the only
heavy.
alarms. I think the only alarms I need really is the AM alarm to wake me up to take my medication,
Well, yeah.
Sure.
and the reminder at night to take my medication.
There you go.
You know,
That's
I don't
it.
need. Hey,
You
it's
don't
time
need
to
a
start dinner.
reminder to take a nap or a reminder to do laundry. Here's the reminder for
shower.
laundry. You see the laundry, okay?
Yeah.
That's the only reminder you need for laundry. But do you see
And
the
more-
level of control to have to make your
Yep.
day so regimented? And then what she does is she makes you feel like you're so inept, that you're so helpless, that you have to be so, you know what I mean? It's like a little kid at camp or something. I was
Right.
like,
Right.
look, he even has to be told when he has free time. That's very emasculating, Jim.
But he's
Mhm.
depressed.
Here is someone that doesn't comment often. Cheryl. She's been in my comments before. She goes, okay, I stayed quiet until now, but this is so redundant. Jerry is very unhappy, mentally ill person, and when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Jerry is toxic.
Very.
Yeah,
It's sad.
I'm waking up to that. No.
It's
I hope
hard
you stay
sometimes to
awake,
wake
Jim.
up to
It's
something.
it's extremely hard, and you know I
Yeah.
speak from experience. Waking up from the same situation,
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay, and I'm here, and your mom's here,
Yeah.
and your cousin Pam is here.
That is
And then you got
awesome.
All these
online
ladies
friends.
too, but I'm just
Carla?
talking about,
And
Yeah,
Carla,
Carla
And
too.
over 300 other women.
Right? You got all these sisters. I mean, hello, what more do you want?
Yep. And start planning what you want to do in Georgia. If you want to do something fun in Georgia. So
I
Yeah, I'm
have to look
serious
up
about that, Jim.
what's up
That's
with
the
the
night that
Georgia
the
one.
lights went out in Georgia.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Maybe
on.
somebody can hook me up with a nice lady who'll help take care of me.
uh-oh.
Don't tell Jerry what to do with herself. I'm just joking.
Okay, yes, total joke.
Yeah.
We don't want you
No.
getting, I mean, I'm already a little worried about what she's going to do when she finds out about that you being on
She's
here.
very quiet.
Yeah, she is very quiet. So,
Hi,
but Jim,
Jerry. She's watching.
keep
I know.
reminding yourself, I hold the power card here. What's the worst she can do? Yell at you, cry. She's done that before. Let her cry. We all are just screaming for joy each time you roll your eyes. And like today, you were like, get up and turn it off yourself. Do more of that. Make her have to do it, Jim. Again, what's the worst that can happen? She gets mad. She's mad all the time anyway. Or she's, and if she's not
She
mad,
finds stuff to be mad about.
manipulating you. Yeah. So
And
just
she's fighting that hard and that dirty because she knows that she doesn't control the situation. She knows
Right.
that the choice is your mom's, and she knows that you're not happy. So
Yep.
she's going to do anything she can to switch you back around to her side.
Yeah.
And she's going to play the guilt. Oh, the tears. I only have this amount of time, or I only have this or that. Please, Jim, don't fall for that. We are women. We
Right.
know tricks that women try. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But even all of us combined have never seen anything. Oh, what was
Yeah.
that?
Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, I think she wants to go to bed.
I know. I thought that was Sherry. She's coming in. Remember that time we were talking to Jim and she came busting into
Oh
the
yeah,
room?
that was scary, man.
Uh-oh.
She had to hide under her blankies.
Yes, I felt like when we had gotten in trouble, we were all like, shh, shh, shh.
Yep, sleepover.
Yeah.
She's
So
coming.
proud of you, Jim. Really proud of you. Proud of you.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It will.
It will.
Remember, you got to put in your legwork though, too, Jim.
Yeah, I know.
And maybe your alarm, Jim, this is the last thing I'll say. Maybe your alarm should be whenever you start to want to give in and let her reprogram you, call your mom, call Carla, call Lisa, call somebody in your corner. Have something that you do so that you can go get reminded that you have value and you don't have to be bulldozed by her.
Your alarm should say phone a friend. Phone
Phone
a friend. Phone a friend.
Yes. Because Jim, you need a plan. Otherwise, she will bulldoze you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jim, you can even call me during the day. I know I'm at work, but I can step out of a class if I need to.
Oh, see?
I wouldn't want to get you in trouble there, Lisa.
You're not going to get me
mean,
in trouble.
I don't
Trust
think
Okay.
me.
she'd say it if you were going to get her in
I
trouble.
wouldn't offer if I was going to get in trouble. I mean, I can't stand out and talk to you the entire class period, but if you
Right,
need, 5 or 10 minutes of a boost, I can do it.
Yeah.
But that's the
Okay.
kind of plan you need, Jim, so that you don't give in. So that, each time you can feel her starting to bulldoze you, which is multiple times a day, just figure out what you can do to deal with it. Maybe it's step out and walk Oreo a little longer. Maybe it's whatever, but definitely call a friend so that you can have somebody tell you, Jim, don't fall for this, please. You have value. And not everybody has.
For him.
Yeah. So
it's after 10, and he told Jerry it ended at 10. So.
Well, I'm so proud of you, Jim.
I'm proud of you too.
Yeah, it took guts to come on here, you guys, because somebody will tell him. Tell her.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Well,
know.
the boss
Maybe
just
now the people
called
that would
and said,
tell
"Are you
her are
coming to
mad
bed
at her.
yet?"
She called. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
We didn't want you to have a harder time because of us, but thank you for
Yeah.
coming on with us.
Have a
No,
good
no
eve.
problem.
Leg
No
work,
problem.
leg work.
You have a
Yes.
good night, Jim, and try to get rest.
Right.
Well, if I feel like I can't get rest in there, I'm probably going to come back in here to the couch and get some rest.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Good for you.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for joining.
Night, Jim.
No problem. Talk to you guys
Good
later.
night.
Talk
Good
to you
night.
later.
Night, Jerry.
Night, Jerry.
Jerry. She said
Oh,
good night,
what did he
Jerry.
say? He said the boss just called and said what?
Yes,
Did he say what
to
she
come-
said?
You're coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, is he coming in? Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah,
because
he
he
told her
told
he'd come in at 10.
told him that it ended at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
He told her.
There's no way she was listening to you guys. She would not have let him drone on saying all those things.
I think she is listening.
I think she
think
is.
so? What?
I think she wouldn't be yelling and screaming because after how she acted today.
Yeah. That's
What?
how narcissists are, right?
She was gathering ammo for him when he comes back in the room.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, just slam him, y'all. Pray for him.
She's probably
man.
crying right now.
I would be. I mean, I can, I can't. Oh, it's just such a toxic situation.
You're too
really
cute,
is.
man. You come to my house.
I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't say that I would be okay with it. He really can't.
Hubby.
Yeah, he really
Could you
can't.
imagine?
My husband's going on a guy trip this week. Now, I would never do it.
Oh
if he
no.
but he's not coming this week. So if he tells me, let's say he contacted me and said, "Okay, I'm coming this week," I'd be like, "Hold on, you're gonna have to wait," because I mean, that's just improper. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have him here with my husband gone.
Right.
No.
But this
I'll go
live,
to
we
your
didn't
house.
get to watch Willow's put together, but we could always finish it like Thursday or something if you guys want.
Let's do it.
Because many people in here said they did not see it.
Oh, Dee, yeah. I think so many missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the true her really came out. And Willow, thank you so much.
Willow.
Yeah, thank you, Willow.
Yeah, you killed it.
Mhm.
You killed it.
I actually have to go too, guys, because 5:30
Yeah.
a.m. comes really early.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Is
does.
Sally still in here with us? Night, Lisa. Thank you for joining
Night,
us.
Night, thank you.
Night, Lisa. Thank you,
Sweet
honey.
dreams.
Lisa's a hero for coming on and doing this. Yeah, you guys. Is Sally still here? I didn't see what else she said.
Yeah, Sally's been in the chat and she's talked a little bit and said thank you. And
Yeah. Oh, it really touched me when she said she just wanted to go over and hug him.
there
today.
she is. Yep, she's here.
Okay, good.
Where did I go? I just seen something. The chat was going fast for a while, so I apologize. I didn't keep up with
300
everything.
people. You guys hit that like button. Come on now.
For sure. Let's see how many likes we got.
I don't know.
119 on mine. It's not. It might not be current though. Let me
You can do better than that. Come on,
let
you
me
guys.
refresh it.
Sally's my hero as well because
Yeah.
at her age, moving out and doing what she said she was going to do,
True.
she really followed through.
Yeah. Good point. And that's another point. We didn't brainwash her because we couldn't make her move. We didn't know if she would, especially if she didn't get the funding,
Right.
We thought she would probably get another place, but still, it's so easy for Jerry to suck someone back in. So
because if she wasn't getting this place, she was looking for another.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, think about it. Imagine doing what Sally did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big.
Big Mama says Sally Henson is a strong bleep woman, and she is.
Ass woman.
I'm not kidding, y'all. I could not have endured living there. I would have ended up in jail or something. I
I
would.
would have done well.
She obviously has a lot of inner strength to
For her
endure.
son, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
maybe that's what it was because she was there to make sure, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so and we always said that when she moved, that maybe Jim would draw inspiration from that. And now I think he's also able to draw some inspiration from Lisa, who has also had to do the hard thing in her life. I mean, she said herself it wasn't easy to walk away from Jerry just because, you guys, I mean, 30 something years, people get used to, you know what I mean? That's a lot of years to shut down a relationship with someone. So,
She lost, you know what? I get a great vibe off of Lisa, and she did literally lose one of the greatest people she's ever met in her life, which
Yeah.
yeah,
was Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
right. And just the way she acted about not being interested with Lisa helping them was just
That
so
was hardcore.
man. And then when she threw that iPad, I agree, that was so aggressive. I mean, your brand new freaking iPad, you toss it across the sofa. I believe,
Her burn bowl.
yeah, I believe she was still actually holding it down a bit because we've heard her scream at him from across the room and stuff. So I think she was still trying to hold it in a bit, but we still saw the real Jerry. I mean, that was the real Jerry. And I think what it is with Lisa is that I think Jerry's a very experienced manipulator. That's the one thing I've always said that she's worked hard on being. So I think what happened is that Jerry has gotten so, I hate to say this, but so lazy about everything that now she doesn't even care if the mask slips on being a narcissist, a covert
Right.
narcissist. You know what I mean? So back in the day, she would keep that mask in place. She would let it slip at times to laugh and say things like, haha, watch me, pull out the fake tears for them. Lisa told us she said that. That is what? That's terrible. But that's how she feels about her subs. Let me turn on the fake tears. Her own husband said that she's done that and that she's a con. I don't
Right.
see how anyone today, what you saw, if you are a loving person at all, you have to have felt for Jim and for Sally. The main concern should not have been, yes, absolutely, they should have shut it down. I get it, okay? But the main concern should have been, Jerry, stop abusing them.
And thanks for circling around there, because I wanted to add, if Rebecca is as sweet as she claims as she is, and she wants peace and friendliness and this, look what you're supporting. Look what
Yeah.
Right.
happened today, Rebecca. That was
Please.
not peace and love.
No.
No.
That was
No.
cruelty at its finest. I mean, oh my gosh, it was so cruel. Both of them. She just hammered both of them. Made Jim feel, I don't know, 2 inches tall, shamed him
Yeah.
for spending $5. I mean, and then Sally made her, how, you've forgotten this, you've forgotten that. She knows that she did that POA and got caught in that lie. She knows that. And she's
Yeah.
still on the internet, made it sound like
And she
Sally.
did say that she was going to apply for a mortgage that her and Jim could afford it to take it over.
Yes, yes,
She
Dee.
did.
She just did. And the video's out there where she said it. So Rebecca, please, please go look at this. Go look at the things that have driven people to be this angry with Jerry. We're not a hate mob or a lynch mob for the heck of it. Dee and I will get hate mail saying that tomorrow. I guarantee it, okay? But that's not what we are. And I really wish that you would ask yourself, why would 99% of her subs turn to this? And it's because of the person you saw today in that live. That's why. It's because she stole thousands in PPP money. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, it's
Right.
because she wanted to be treated like she had cancer before she had cancer. Or it's because when her husband went to the mental hospital that
Night Jan.
when he came home, she sat there and was pissed because he wasn't there for her. The man had just been in the mental hospital. That video's out there too. There's so many things like that that are just beyond appalling. So, You know, I think it would do yourself a world of good, if nothing else, image wise, to like today we saw humanity out of Nelly and Bluegrass. They both were like, whoa, hold on. This is not,
Shocked.
yeah. So I've just got to say, not a good look. I mean, you need to at least show, you say that you want people to do their research and their education. Please go watch her videos. Go watch and see what you're supporting. You can't go back and see that today because she took it down. But Dee's got another clip she can show this week. And Dee, please do show it, even if you just release it or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta I think I'll just do a little live and try to keep it on 2 hours or under. We're almost at 3.
Yeah,
you knew today was going to be long with after that.
Let's hit the mattress.
Yeah, mattress fitting.
Mattress
I left.
Huh?
I missed Kimmy. I don't know what happened.
She said she had a headache.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Kimmy.
So,
All right.
but I am going to go ahead and end the live, ladies. Thank you for being on the panel. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, James. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Feta. And to my great mods and all you in the chat, thank you for participating. It was hard for me to kind of keep up on it. And Cozy, thank you. But I just wanted to make sure we kind of heard some things and there was echoing and stuff. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, thank you for doing this, Dee. Thank you.
No problem.
Boy.
No problem.
Thank you for
That
having
angered me.
us. Because you'll get hate tomorrow for it. So thank you for being willing to endure it.
Another day, another whatever.
I know.
Another day, another troll.
You say about them is they hit you so often that they've made you numb to where you laugh. So
Yeah, I laugh and whatever.
you've overplayed your hand, trolls.
Yeah, done. But it's been fun. So, guys, guess what? As always, thank you, Sally. You, May, you know me. I'll be back. No matter how many trolls hit me.
That's right. Yeah, thank you, Big
All
Mama.
right. Yeah,
All
I
right,
got
Thank you,
I
everyone.
got my grams in the morning, so.
Hit the like button on the way out.
Yes.
All right, honey. Thank you.
Talk
Bye,
to you
everyone.
later.
All
Night.
right. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Night.
Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I need to breathe, get me up and out of the sheets, onto my feet. Another cup of coffee and me, that's what I need. My eyes puffy, I can't see. I'm too tired to function, but too lost to sleep. Ay, I think I need to be on something medication. I think I need to figure out the segregation. I think I needed just a better education to understand a world that's so complicated. Intoxicated, every night faded, just so I can sleep thinking that it's sated. I feel hated, I feel hatred. I'm lost deep in my mind that I've created. I have dreams where my life is devastated. Feel so real that I wake up shaking. Need thicker skin cause this life is no haven. Nod your head if you get what I'm saying. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Yo, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. I don't really think I understand this world now. Got my head spinning round in a circle. Everybody lacks what they need internal, so they compensate with everything external. Not trying to throw shade, no way. I'm just trying to find the meaning of life, hey. There's happiness if you try to live the right way. Forget about what others have and live your life, hey. Be aware of who you are, what you're good at. Take a step forward, see where your foot's at. Stand tall, stand proud, talk loud. Every word out your mouth has purpose now. You just gotta get rid of the bad thoughts. Hating others cause you know that they got a lie. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life. You got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing? Did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. Oh, all these thoughts keep me up at night.